could have carved pumpkins before if you would come home from work.
Whoa.
I made my child say trick or treat before we gave her candy. That was apparently the worst thing we've ever done as parents.
Took like an hour to get her to finally do it. I had to pull out the Catholic mother guilt. I'm not even Catholic.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was super surprised because our neighborhood had some talks about, okay, we're going to try and do this and make it safe for kids. And I was like, really dubious. They did a really good job.
They ran it very well.
Yeah, like a lot of people committed.
Great.
And it was like candy, hand sanitizer. So it's kind of weird, but,
Yeah, I saw pictures on Facebook where people had like their table set up at the end of the driveway and had the candy laid out with little signs and
Yeah.
hand sanitizer and stuff. And I was like, that's great.
Yeah, so we hit up those houses, and everybody was like in a goodie bag, so we didn't have to go that far before their buckets were too heavy to carry anymore because it's like 4 pieces of candy in each. I'm like, best Halloween ever. Like, no contact with people, 2 roads, we're done. So,
Alright, we are live.
okay. All right, so last time you guys found yourself in found yourself in a temple, much like one you had encountered
You look in
previously.
real life now, and it's fantastic.
You look what? I missed it. You broke up.
Like he's in a cloak.
Felix?
He does seem to be in a cloak.
He's
It's
It's
gonna
a-
be midnight before we start this, so we don't get through this.
Felix is in a cloak, isn't he? Or is it a hoodie?
You met Ronan and an
Ready.
assortment of citizens of the Winter Court. You examined a few of the statues, you found a mask, you learned about the orc encampment and the invading demons. Yurlith used her superior paladin ability and found a massive source of corruption that was emanating from the center of the Frostbright Queen's
Wait,
castle.
Is that a burn?
Excuse me, it's a ranger
You
ability.
decided
Was that
to
a burn?
leave the sprite. What?
Yeah, it was a burn.
It was a bird.
That was totally a burn.
You decided to leave the Frostbite Queen's court and seek further aid. Listen, I got prepped tonight. Rather than going to the castle, you decided to leave and seek further aid in the issue. Ronan left with the woodland creatures, and you headed out into the dark and snowy night. After a few close but minor encounters with the orcish residents, you discovered some footprints emerging from a wall. You decided to go into the hole in the wall that they were coming out of, and you are now heading down a long, dark tunnel. So, this wall, like many of the structures that you have encountered here, is more of the same petrified hedge. Like, it's clearly were once vines, and they have turned into this very unnatural, like, stonework. I don't remember how tall we said it was, but I remember saying that your had to like hunch a little bit, and it's kind of
4 feet, I think.
cramped quarters. But you are able to.
But
make it
now
work.
I've been shrunk.
This is true. Thankfully, it's actually not that dark inside. There are still some of the ice crystals, being that you are in the winter court, that are like along the edge, and they seem to be emitting this clearly magical but soft glow that allows you to kind of see your way. The ground is well worn, dirt obviously frequently traversed, and the wall actually only heads in one direction, which I think was to the north. I don't remember the cardinal directions you got on that.
It's east.
It's the same direction you were heading for. Okay, east. So, what are you guys doing?
Well,
Quick technical question. Cog, we all have the same permissions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Because the graphic layer will not load for me. But it will for Honey. Never mind. Don't need it right now.
Can you not load the Feywild map?
No, I cannot load anything here. Not change anything.
So map sketch is just a white background.
Yeah, it's a gray background right now. But if I click on like map sketch, nothing happens.
Are we restarting your browser?
Yep.
Have you tried turning it on and back off?
Yep. No, well, on the computer. I can do that next, I guess. Proceed. I can look at Honey's screen if I really need to.
Um.
Don't look at my screen.
I'll look at both your screens.
Oh my lord. What are we doing?
Your
I
current
only have 4 hours to this size. I don't want to stay in the mist maze. And I think it would
So
be.
the idea was to go in the wall and walk in the wall instead of alongside the wall because it was slightly warmer. I think maybe was that the whole idea?
Yeah, that was the idea, and also, kind of.
Or push
shields
Dobby
us
to the
a
front
little.
and follow her.
Yeah, Davi will just keep going.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys start
Yeah.
heading down this hall, and it is distinctly unremarkable. It's not adorned, not embellished. The same. The hedge, obviously changes as it was once organic. Dirt, seems pretty well lit. You carry on for about 15-20 minutes. Twice during this journey, there are substantial dips in the ground, kind of at a, I don't know, some kind of angle, this kind of angle. It's pretty steep. You have to kind of like sit down and
It's a
slide down.
45-degree decline.
What?
45-degree decline.
Sure, 45 degrees. You have to kind of sit down and like slide down, and it goes down about 6 or 7 feet. You have to kind of like climb up the other side. It is Leo's favorite thing to do as he gets all dusty and dirty. But, it's a little awkward, but not unmanageable. So that happens twice. And after about 15 or 20 minutes or so, you reach the end of this you start getting towards the end of this tunnel. You can see the glow of the, off in the distance where it splits into a Y. And you start to feel this light breeze as you get closer.
Is it a
Y'all
warm
feel
breeze
the
or a cool
breeze?
breeze?
Cool breeze. What did you say, Dobby?
So do y'all feel the breeze?
Which ones of us do it? All of us?
All of you.
Yes.
I think we're getting towards the end.
Basically
So
getting
what
us a
is at the
mescaline.
end, I wonder?
Davi will do her best to try to sneak up towards the end, which is gonna be a
Roll a stealth check for me, Dobby.
With disadvantage, please.
Yes.
Oh, God. Rude.
Well, that sucks that it was.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
So
but
Dobby
nice.
turns and it's like, shh, and then just slowly creeps along to the point where you're just baffled. You have never seen this kind of performance from Dobby, nor will you ever again in all likelihood. But with barely
High
making a sound.
We're in a tunnel and it's stone and it just this is like home, right?
She knows what's up right now. So as you creep towards the end, Dobby, you do notice that the tunnel splits off into this Y-like shape, and each of the, I guess, like arms of the Y go for maybe 4 or 5 feet, and then there is a stone wall at each end. And as you stand there with your stellar passive perception, just kind of feeling for a moment, you notice that this breeze that you're feeling actually seems to kind of be doing this loop around airflow. It seems to be coming from your left and then going back up the right tunnel.
Okay, I'll point that out to the others.
Okay, so it's
Going
just a
that
loop.
way.
Well, maybe
'cause
we
we're-
ought to go. Should we go that way? Or.
I don't know which way or which on this map. Sorry. Which
You guys-
direction would put us more towards the exits that we're trying to get to?
You guys have been coming when you went into the wall. You were heading this way. In terms of how straight you've gone versus if the wall like curved or something since you've been inside it or veered off. If you roll a survival check for me, I can tell you if you were able to tell.
Can I help her with that?
Sure.
Abby get any benefit to it being a stone structure on her roll?
She is able to tell like all the history of it, but I don't know that she would necessarily be able to tell its.
The direction that they laid the stone seems pretty
So
historical.
but the thing is, it's a hedge that has been petrified. It's not like worked stone. Davi, you're pretty sure that you have been heading due east the entire time.
Oh,
So we
God.
aren't heading due east.
And I helped her, so I can't roll for it.
I rolled a really high, 2 rolls, and then I rolled like a 1. It was a 1 and a 2.
1 or 2 is really bad.
Yeah, that's really.
So, what are you guys doing?
Well, we're gonna keep going due east because Davi surely knows what she's about.
In fact, we'd rather we add a little north to that easterly direction, but what are you going to do?
We'll go the direction
Well,
I
wait
think is right, even
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go into the tunnel where the air is coming towards you, or where the air is moving away?
I mean, which direction do I think is the one that would
It
head us
forks in a
towards?
Y.
Yeah, so it's kind of like one is northeast and southeast.
We want to go south, though, I think.
So I'll try to go to the one I think is southeast, which I guess would be what, the right?
Okay, so you head to the right. So you watch as Davi walks forward into this one where the air is pulling away, and as you step in, Davi, you actually feel the air moving upwards, and you look up and you see this tunnel, and you guys hear the sound that's like, and Davi is gone as she shoots up into this chimney-like structure, kind of like those bank tubes when you used to have to actually do deposits. The bank is just, boom, and she's gone.
Well, now we know we go the other way.
Whee!
We
Davi,
can leave Davi.
you
Are you
being
going
a
up there?
pretty good size for this tunnel. It's a really fun ride. You feel yourself bobbing and weaving and turning, and it is very roller coaster-esque as you just, zip on along through the different ways.
Well, I mean, we
Follow
can't.
her.
Can we hear her? Can we hear her woohooing?
I mean, aside from the sucking sound, no.
I think depending upon how quickly she gets her wits about her, you may be able to hear like a little bit in the distance before she goes off, but no, she quickly whisks away. Jacobus, you follow right after. Little more cramped for you. Your tail scrapes the wall a little bit. Not quite as fun, but it's okay.
I'm going.
Okay, Yurlith, you jump in. Thankfully, having shrunk down, you don't lose any scales on this adventure. You zip off after Davi.
Rafferty's just going to look at this and go, fuck. And he's going to follow them.
Okay?
Leo's very alone.
Leo's gonna starve to death there in the hedge.
Leo takes a good long look the other direction. just keep going. Is the other way just keep going?
It goes on the other tunnel does not. They both end from what you can see, like 4 or 5 feet in.
Well, they both suck, so I guess I'll go with the rest of them.
Okay, so you two, Leo Rafferty, just like Jacobus, a little cramped, not quite as much fun as it is for Davi and Yurlith, but not too
Leo
bad.
does it in like the airplane crash position.
His own app.
So, it's like, this roller coaster water slide. You guys zip this way and that, pulled all around. You feel even those of you who are cramped feel very weightless during all this. Obviously magic at work here as you wind your way in. Somewhere along the line, the tunnel shifts material pretty quickly. It goes from being the petrified vines to being solid ice. And at that point, you accelerate. And you are just flying along now down this little ice water slide of sorts. Until finally you are absolutely shot out the other end. And I need everyone to make a dex saving throw for me, please.
Oh, I should be good at that.
Leo, yours is with disadvantage.
I did not do anything.
You tucked.
Okay.
That's survival. Says. What the fuck was that?
I can't roll my
Why are
thing.
there 70 dice on my screen?
I don't know.
Because
Oh, there we go.
How many
Tab
Sorry,
times
it
rolled
didn't do
like
anything.
17 times.
Okay. So,
What the hell?
It refused to do anything. Well, pick one of them.
Dobby, you come out first, and unfortunately, as you hit that edge, just the bottom part, like part of your plate now catches, and you just kind of, you shoot out onto this ice floor, and you spin like a turtle on its back for a moment as you kind of go along. And you're okay, you're not hurt, little dizzy, not exactly the end of the ride you were looking for, a little unsettling, but you make it okay. Yurlith, you come sliding out and just tuck and roll and are just on your feet in no time. And as you do, you actually hear gasps come from all around you. Jacobus, same deal. You've got this. You know, you brace yourself as you're coming to an end. You manage to catch yourself on the feet, no problem, just fine. Rafferty, you roll out, not quite as graceful, you know.
Ice, right? Because
Yes.
water's my fucking arch nemesis.
That's true.
So
That's true. You know, little bruised, but okay. Leo, shocking everyone thanks to your airplane position. You tuck and roll, and you are on your feet. So, as you guys land, you hear a series of gasps and cries, and you look around and you find yourself in this room of solid ice, populated by about 24 or so woodland creatures who are huddled against the walls and in the corners as they stare at you, shocked at your sudden appearance.
That was fun.
That was very fun. And now, these little creatures seem to be very worried about us. Please don't be alarmed. I'm going to try to exude calm energy for the little woodland creatures.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
A persuasion?
Persuasion. Or deception if you think it's appropriate.
No, I'm not trying to frighten woodland creatures.
Okay. So as you say this, they're all kind of huddled together in their different areas. They do appear to have all been doing something and busying themselves as a task, and your sudden intrusion was clearly unexpected. They kind of whisper to themselves, and after a moment, this large, like, brown seal covered in, like, gray spots, kind of, like, slowly starts sliding his way over to you, and he's like, we weren't expecting any more guests.
Yes, we're very sorry. We are, well, I don't know what we're doing, but we're here now. So
we
maybe
don't know what we're doing. While she's blathering, I'm gonna cast Friends on the seal.
Okay.
The Sprite Queen sent us to help out.
The thing he absolutely definitely will know about that you did in about 60 seconds.
Yeah, I've got a minute to talk to him.
Yeah, and then he'll hate you.
Yes. Social rolls with him are at advantage right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to persuade him that we are here to help and ask him what they are doing.
We're hiding. Same as you, I guess.
Wasn't a great roll, but fortunately it was with advantage.
So, is there a saving throw on that?
No, it's an opposed.
No, he'll less a minute, and then he'll just know that you definitely you cast Friends on him.
Okay.
So, have I convinced him that I'm his friend? Who are you hiding
He's
from?
pretty friendly. I mean, same as you, I suppose.
So,
All those demons and orcs
The
out
orcs,
there.
demons, the orcs and the demons.
Is that what they are? The strange things that showed up here.
So Davi, while they're talking, you see in the back of a room, a puffin gets up and walks from one group to another, to kind of, while eyeing the group with very hard expression. He's talking to a goose who has a spear laid up on the wall next to him.
We're gonna be killing freaking.
no, you're not.
Those.
Davi's gonna just kind of.
Don't take away
Wander
from my
around
minute.
and
I got a minute before this guy
say
gets
it.
all suspicious.
Are you?
Davi's
Sorry, go
gonna
ahead.
kind of wander that way and just ask, is anybody hurt? Does anybody need help? Or I'm a healer. I can help you if you are.
The
And try to
puffin-
make her way towards that group.
Serve the Ice Queen.
The puffin looks over at you and goes, "We're fine," and just kind of like turns his back. The ice.
Wait,
Ask
just-
the deal if you serve the Ice Queen. Yeah.
The ice queen. I don't know the ice queen.
Not in her realm? Where are we?
We're the frost sprite queen's realm.
Oh. Yeah, there I go forgetting the lore. Sorry, Casta.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, the Sprite Queen is who we.
We've recently
You get the impression, Rafferty, that he was not able to make that logical leap between who you could possibly be suggesting.
I cast Friends on the not bright one. That probably means we're okay when the spell ends. you know.
Are you with the orcs, or are you here to help us?
We were sent by the one you serve to try to find a way to reclaim her territory.
You
but
were sent by George?
No, we were sent by the Sprite Queen.
Oh, okay.
Acid friends are the dumbest thing in the room, and it's outstanding. I'm just going to look at the seal and give him the most earnest face I can and go, I'm sorry in advance for what you're going to realize in about 20 seconds.
It's okay. So where are
Certainly.
you from?
I motioned to them, and I'm like, they're from all over.
Well, I've never been there.
Clearly.
So, it's a puffin, you said?
A puffin.
I don't even know what the heck
goose.
a puffin is.
So
It's a
if you
penguin.
It's a
Google
bird.
list of Arctic animals.
It's a little black and white bird.
Got a really
okay.
colorful beak, though. It's like a short little toucan nose.
They're pretty cute.
Oh, neat.
GIF in the chat.
Aha, okay.
Imagine one of those with a spear, because that's going to be tonight's combat.
Well, the goose is the one with the spear.
Yeah, and the goose is
Goose-
couldn't be
goose are
Canadian
cool.
because we don't have a Canada goose.
So, Davi is going to try to get a little bit closer look at that sphere of whatever it was that they were looking at. Without just walking right up to
Yeah,
it.
roll a perception check for me. So the spear, Dobby, looks really normal, like very typical spear. I mean, it's nicely made. It's very well taken care of. It strikes you as somebody who knows how to use their weapon and care for it and takes a certain pride in it.
Oh, I thought you said sphere.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry.
spear, yeah. They're not
Scrappy
magical or anything. You know, just like,
It's a pointy stick.
yes.
Like,
Not as lethal as Khalid's, but...
what?
Yes, it has two sharp ends.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
the seal looks back at you, Rafferty. So, how did you guys get here?
We took the
came
super
to-
happy fun slide.
Oh, you use the tunnels.
Yes.
I get stuck sometimes.
I would have been stuck if I was my normal size.
Or you get bigger, or do you get smaller?
I'm usually bigger than this, but I
How big?
decided I would rather be comfortable than
This big, or this big, or this big, or this big, or this big?
Look, listen, she's normally bigger, but it's cold in here.
yeah.
Like polar bear big?
I think maybe not quite that big.
I know a
Like three
polar
of me
bear.
big, or
I'm going to step away from the seal and leave your to deal with this.
Lucinda's a polar bear.
So you
Well-
actually see when Lucinda is mentioned, a polar bear that's clearly very it just clearly exhausted. Kind of lifts her head from the back of the open room.
The seal looks over. Hi, Lucinda!
She kind of snuffs over at his direction and lays her head back down.
She's a polar bear.
Is she okay?
I don't know. I mean, she's always kind of like that.
So
She
you
always
guys-
looks exhausted like that?
Yeah.
At this
can you
point,
guys
they're-
tell us what happened here? Like, why are you having to hide? When did these things show up out there?
I don't know. I wasn't really there. Somebody just told me to come here and hide. But somebody tried to poke me with an axe, and that wasn't very nice. Some of the other people might know
So-
more, though.
The goose has now risen to his flippers feet. Do they have flippers? I don't know. What are their feet called?
I don't know, webbed feet.
His webbed toes.
His webbed toes.
Toe-toes.
He hath riseth to his webbed toes.
Yes. And pick it up his pointy spear.
Hoy, Larry!
What did you pick it up with?
His wing.
His wing.
How does he do that? I
Yeah,
would like a
plebeian.
description of this, please.
One of his
Anthropomorphic.
feathers. Yeah.
Anthropomorphically.
Forms
Have you never seen a
Boy.
cartoon?
Hoy, Larry! Hoy! We have new people, Larry.
The goose will sigh with just complete lack of respect for the seal. I see that, and he'll waddle over and kind of fold his wings across his chest as he just stands by, listening in.
That's Larry. He's not a duck.
That's quite obvious he's not a duck. I'm sure that he's happy that you figured that out, too. So, I'm not sure how we've ended up here.
You came through
were
the
on our...
tunnel.
Thank you so much. So, we were trying to get out of this area, away from the demons and orcs, so that we can go get some help, because there are too many for us to take on.
Hey, me too.
But I don't know that there is a way for us to get away here. Is there a way for us to get out?
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about any of that.
Thank you so much. I was really talking to... Did you say his name was Larry? Hi, Larry.
Larry, not the duck, Larry.
Hi, Larry. I'm earless.
Larry, we were sent by the Frostbite Queen to see what had become of her realm.
By the way, Rafferty, as your spell wears off, you see no change in the seal.
Yeah, I used it on the dumbest thing in the room, and I'm not sorry at all.
He seems to kind of like maybe have gas for a minute, and then other than that, he's good.
It
So-
does specifically say he gets hostile.
Oh, does it? Okay, noted.
So
Deliberately dumb.
Larry looks at Irilith flat-faced, listening to her interaction.
Larry, you're supposed to say something now, but not to that one. He kind of like waves a flipper at Rafferty. I don't think that one's too bright.
It would take one to recognize one. James. You claim to work for the Frostbite.
Well, we come at her behest. We went through the maze that had been corrupted, and we
Freed her from the maze.
We freed her from the stasis that she was in. And she said that this area had been taken over and to come and see what was going on and to help if we could, but it is far, far outside of our capabilities. So we were trying to find a way out to get some help. We encountered Ronan and some... Was it Ronan? It's the wrong name?
No, the goose is just honking at you.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
And
She
so-
does tend to ramble.
So, as you mentioned, Ronan, actually, Lucinda the polar bear she actually stands on two legs as she comes to you. She is wearing this very beautiful peach dress, and she just kind of like wanders over, getting a little bit closer to listen.
Anyway,
I think you're full of shit.
it's not bullshit.
Larry, I mean, they're new. I understand it's been hard on all of us, but let's hear what they have to say at least.
They made it through the maze. They freed our queen. But going into the castle is too much for them. It's a big story.
Well,
Have you seen the amount of demons and orcs that are out there?
Yeah.
Okay, we're a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, how much? I mean,
Good counting.
I had to count because it used to be more. It's not anymore. We're all discombobulated. So anyway, um, we're a group of 5. We obviously, while we are definitely worthy allies, we are not that good. We just aren't. So we are trying to go and get some more help.
That's I mean, I can't even begin to think of how to solve this problem. You mentioned Ronan though.
Yes, we met him in the temple with some other little rabbits and things like that usually work in the castle.
That's good to know. Is he going to be doing something then, attempting to help or?
What was he doing again, guys? I forget.
He took
But
Cag,
Trying,
which
they're
I guess
trying
is
to
helpful.
get out of here too.
Yeah, he was trying to get out as well, and he took one of our traveling companions with him.
I see.
Apparently that was a better idea than him staying with us, but that's neither here nor there. It's just I'm not sure where they were going or what the exact plan was. He was trying to get the little families he had with them off to safety.
I see. So you say that there are many orcs and demons. Where were you? Were you outside in the tournament ground?
Is that
Like
what
a
that is?
temple area.
Yes.
Yeah, we were just outside the temple, and then we headed just a little bit towards the spire to try to get a look. But yeah,
That's interesting. You see Lucinda's eyes kind of like dart over to Larry for a moment. She goes, "That's interesting because I found that in here there may be
Nah. We don't trust them. We don't know who they are.
Sorry."
Larry,
Larry
look.
kind of waddles around over to Lucinda and gives her kind of a hard look before he turns and looks back at the group.
Lucinda kind of backs off and goes, I have some things I need to attend to. Thank you. And she moves back over towards the wall.
no, I mean we are not here to cause any harm. If you have any information that can help us get some help, that would be most beneficial. And of course,
Is Larry a good-looking goose?
Are you?
Well, now we're getting into things we probably shouldn't dive into.
Are,
Nobody needs to know
are
that.
you trying to flirt
That's
with
us.
the goose?
this is apparently the wrong day for me to wear a panda outfit.
Pretty much.
I'm just planning for all contingent.
Is that ever a contingency?
Answer the question.
He's a solid 7 on the goose scale.
7 might do. Okay.
So as Lucinda kind of begins to move away, you're actually joined instead by a little otter. He comes skimpering up actually on all fours, but then he sits up because it's closer to you and he looks at Larry and goes, Larry, I'm just, if they are here on behalf of the Queen, we, I think that it's going to be, a primary concern that we show that we remain loyal to her in this time of need, So, if they are working with her and then she finds out that we, turned away some of her allies, that doesn't bode well for us, Larry.
Anyone can say anything. If they say that they're her allies, they better prove it.
Larry, but this could be an opportunity for us to, improve our standing in the court. I don't know where the other sprites went, but we're here, Larry. We're still here.
What we need is an opportunity to have more supplies. We're not going to.
That otter has anxiety. Some serious anxiety.
But, Larry, she has to know that we're loyal, Larry. You don't know what will happen if she doubts our loyalty, Larry. I've seen what happens when
Line up.
when she doubts your loyalty, Larry.
We're still
I
here.
find out about what happens when you doubt their loyalty?
Do you know what happens?
What happens personally when loyalty gets doubted? Yeah,
So the otter actually looks over to you guys. It's like, hi, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Ferdinand. I am head of staff here at the Frostbright Queen's Castle, and if she asks and my name comes up, please tell her that I will serve her until my death.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
we could say that. I believe we could say
Ferdinand.
that to her. I'm busy here, Leah. I believe we could say that to her, Ferdinand. Should you truly aid us?
And how can I do that? How can I aid you?
Tell us more about what's going on here. What's really going on here?
I know quite a bit. I was actually there.
Nah. We don't tell them anything. We don't owe them anything. We don't
Larry,
even know
Larry.
if they're on our side.
Larry, we
can't
have to do
trust anyone.
something. Larry, we're
We
going
got
to
stuck in a
starve.
maze, and the Frostbright Queen was trapped in the middle of the maze, and they had her captured there, and we got her free, and she sent us here.
Yeah,
Where
and I poked
are we?
Oberon in the belly button just the other day.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to back up to what Ferdinand said. Where are we right now?
You're inside the servants' quarters. This is a series that takes us all through the castle so that we can do her bidding. Her gracious, wonderful, merciful bidding.
Are you saying that we're in the castle right now?
Yes, of course. Where did you think you were?
Davi will pull out that little. Well, no, we took a sketch of the map, right?
Yes.
So we'll pull out that and say, okay, look. Here's where we are at the temple, and here's where we think we went. Where are we?
So he'll point and he'll take that wall and he'll trace it along to about halfway. Do I have a pencil?
Yeah.
Okay, God. Draw me. Oh, how am I going to do this? Draw me a wall to about here. Do my bidding. Okay, there we go. And so through here, those two little dips, he'll draw like two gates that you guys went through, that you determined to have been the dips that kind of went down under the gates. So right around here, you see, there is a way that it takes you, and it's like this big arch, and it goes up and over, and it brings you into the castle. Actually, right over here is where the queen usually sits at the tournaments, and so this way we can bring her anything that she needs while she's watching the tournaments, because my whole life is devoted to doing her bidding, of course, and fulfilling her will and making sure that she is pleased in any and all ways.
So have these orcs and demons or whatever, are they inside? Is the castle the spire on here?
Is the castle
Yes.
the spire? I mean, the castle's the spire. I didn't make the map. I think the castle's the spire.
Yes, it is.
I think so. I think
Yes.
that y'all said there was like a big
are they-
ice spire.
Are they all inside there too?
Well, before there were quite a bit of them, but from my understanding, there are not so many now. Most of them have moved out of the castle. They don't seem very interested in staying in the castle.
And so you have been hiding from them, correct?
Yes. For a very long time, it feels.
How long has it really been, Larry?
The goose folds his wings over his chest. Couple weeks.
I know that you very much don't trust us.
Literally
But
just
we
gave
really
you the
are
answer. Pay
trying to
attention,
help.
lady.
Okay,
Larry.
you answered, but I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. My
Couple
ears
weeks.
are stopped up. Couple weeks, okay.
Larry, there has to be something. I mean, they say that they're trying to get out to get help, and we need help. There has to be some way that we can do something.
Well, maybe if they do something for us, we can do something for them.
So Davi's gonna kind of just. They didn't say whether anybody was hurt, but she's just gonna kind of give a look around and see if anybody's hurt or
And
if
as
there's
you
anything
do,
she can help mend or.
everybody actually looks surprisingly good. Definitely low morale, but it doesn't look like anybody here has been attacked.
Okay. So are you mostly here, or are there others around that might need help, or?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. When everything, after the big flash, I ran.
We're not talking about that. They gotta help us.
Larry. Can I call you Larry? Larry, we're all friends here.
No, we're not.
I mean, we could be,
That's what you
Why
say
don't
just
you
before
just-
you cut us up and feed us to the demons of the orcs.
No.
I don't even know you're not
We're-
a demon. That one
we're
over
not a
there.
demon.
What's that?
Have you seen demons? They have horns.
He was going to point directly at Jacobus. What's that?
He's not.
Don't
a
worry,
demon.
friend.
That's something different.
Or not goose.
What I'm saying
It's
is
got
that we want to
horns and
help
fangs.
here. And why don't you just help us? Like, just answer our questions for right now. And he says that, I'm gonna use some sorcery points and cast a subtle suggestion on him. Which is a...
You linky in chat so I don't have to Google it.
Yeah, let me use a spell slot to exactly do it. Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom?
Okay.
Yes.
What's the DC?
Its DC is something on here. 15.
What is the wisdom of a Canadian goose? Felix, you're the expert.
None.
They're
They-
mean. They're really mean.
They put it on charisma intimidation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who rolled that?
I didn't.
Oh, that was Cassie.
You did.
Okay. So what was the suggestion?
Answer our questions. Which, shit. I've never used this. I don't know how many sorcery points I took. I don't have that. Not one.
Alright. I suppose we can answer a couple of your questions before you help us out. What are you trying to figure out?
He gestures to Earlith.
He's gonna.
You're
find
muted.
his-
Yeah, we're all trying to figure her out because I
So-
can't hear her.
Sorry, no. Quick question: were we going that direction, or we're going the other
You
direction?
guys
You're
started
going
out
east.
going south, heading
We were
towards
trying to go
something in the
get
east,
here.
and then you ran into the wall. You came to about here where it was like there was a hole broken
There's-
into the wall.
Yeah, there's another.
Yeah, it was like at work camp on the other side.
And then you found the place where they come in and out of. So you came in here, dipped under, and then there's a big arch here that leads to the spire. Or ice tube slide thing.
Okay.
So, real quick before you get started, you're like, Dottie, you note, as they mentioned, this being kind of like a way station of sorts, that there are all of these holes in the wall with air coming and going. You know, the tube you came out of is behind you with the air pushing out. There is a hole right beside it with air going in. And you pretty quickly surmise where that other tunnel that you passed was the out. So, you know, you're not suddenly landed in this dead-end room. There are other ways coming and going.
You're at a switching station, essentially.
Yeah.
So
So if we wanted
We're-
to get here, how would we get there from which tunnel
Here.
would we use?
Well, so I mean, there isn't a tunnel that goes directly to that place, but if you wanted, and he points, you know, back next to the tunnel you came from, you could go back down the way you came and then go out and continue on that way into the maze.
Okay.
where were we trying to get again?
Oh my God.
But where were we going? Because I know we were going
trying
south.
to get out. We were trying to get to these were exits that Ronan had marked, these little circles. So
Right.
we were trying to get out of this.
You mean-
because it
you
was
mean
full
after
of
we get
orcs
out?
and demons.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
think
We were
you
gonna
had a
try to
plan
go
that
to the.
far ahead.
we hadn't planned that far away.
We were trying to get some queen, I think.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna try to go to the Winter
Court.
Queen's court and tell them that what was going on and what had happened.
Do you know which direction? We know the direction the Winter Queen's court is once we do get out of here.
I mean, that sounds like a later problem.
I mean, I guess. Would you say that that's the best and safest way for us to get out of here? Because we're trying to avoid detection.
I mean,
Seems like you failed at that.
Well, we didn't know about the tunnels and the slide, as it were.
I don't know that I would call going through the maze safest right now. I mean, I haven't been outside, but it sounds like from what you're saying that there are a lot of the demons and orcs out there.
Yes, there are. Is there another way that we might be able to avoid them?
Ferdinand's gonna look at Larry.
Larry seems surprisingly silent. Totally not as a result of any spells cast on him.
For the next 8 hours.
Well, there's I mean, I know that there's the when the queen has to come and go, she uses the I don't know the word for it. I'm not a magical person, but you know when they draw pictures on the ground and then you just go poof.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know what you're talking about, but the reality is that we don't have the ability to do that.
Right, so that's
or
why
we really would have.
that's why you would need the court mage to help you.
Is the court mage still
it's-
around?
I think so. And he actually looks over at the puffin in the corner.
The puffin's actually standing next to a rabbit now. He kind of slunk around the edge of the room, and he's whispering to her.
Can I read their lips?
What is the puffin's name?
The puffin has a beak, so I'm not sure that's
I don't know.
technically qualifies.
You see this? They don't have lips.
Good try though.
But the rabbit does.
But she does have a feat that lets her lip read.
Yes. They need lips for that.
The rabbit you can see going, okay.
So is the puffin the court mage?
No, but he is the census
Does seem more like an
worker.
owl thing, doesn't it?
Well, actually, that's a stereotype that commonly befalls owls, that everybody expects them to be wise. But, I mean, I guess racism comes in many forms. But the puffin, no, he's the census worker, Henry. He knows everybody in the castle, and it's kind of his job to keep up with, where they are. I mean, you're here. You've surely met a census worker before.
But does he know where the owl is?
You would have to ask him.
That didn't get enough love.
Okay.
So
You have an owl. He points at Stick.
tell me
Yeah,
more
but he
about
doesn't
this.
talk much. Not anything interesting.
Tell me more about this flash.
So, so it was one day when the orcs, and they had been here for a while by then, and we were preparing the meal, and they seemed very nervous and agitated. I mean, they always were kind of hard to read for me. I had a hard time making sure all of their wills were fulfilled, but one day in particular, they were just quieter. They weren't really talking to the queen, and
Time out. The orcs were here at the queen's order?
Well, yes, they were here. I don't know how they came to be here exactly, but one day she told me to have the staff prepare rooms, and we had to prepare about 8 rooms, and they didn't sleep on the beds. It was very odd, and they didn't ask for much either, but they were here for, maybe 5 days, 6 days, and they were participating in the tournaments, and the queen really enjoyed that. She liked seeing them fight. They have a very, merciless style, I guess you could say. And she was enjoying it quite a bit, and they were entertaining her, so that meant, she's happy, we're happy, So, but then one day at dinner, they were quiet and stranger than usual, and the queen was getting irritated, and then suddenly one of them stood up and started chanting something, and then there was a flash, and there was just this swirling area that was hard to see, and all these strange creatures came, and I panicked, and I didn't run. I ran. I should have stayed for my queen, but I ran.
You definitely
Did the creatures that showed up, did they have horns like my friend here, who is definitely not a demon?
Some of them did. Some of them were lopsided and large, and just some of them had like the bottom bodies of beasts, and then the tops of like almost men and head of beasts, but not quite like satyrs. It was like nothing I've ever seen. It was very strange, and the ground started to turn into this stone, and the head started to petrify, and it happened so fast.
Was this in the
Where did that happen?
tournament?
Throne
Yeah,
room.
in the throne room, in the castle.
Yes.
Which we are in.
Yeah.
Which we are in.
Yes.
So could we get from here to
How
the
do we
throne
get
room?
to the throne room?
I'm sure that you could through one of the tunnels. But I don't know how to get there from here, honestly.
You know we're asking a lot of questions. How are you doing? Do you need a pouch to breathe slowly into?
That would be really nice. I'm doing okay, I guess. I mean, the queen, she's so hard to keep happy anyway, and she's gonna be so angry when she gets back.
Ferdinand's
Yes,
been
but,
losing his shit
but
the
to be
entire
fair,
time
she
we've
probably
been
won't
here.
even recognize you when she comes back.
I hope.
I could cast a spell to help calm you down. if
Please do
would-
that. That would be wonderful.
Please do that.
Mm-hmm.
Davi will cast command with the instruction to calm.
And
We're
Ferdinand,
using all of our spell slots. Random
Ferdinand,
and
Ferdinand is high as a kite. You just see that otter's little body. You've never seen the tension release from an otter before.
You can
And
actually
he
see
just-
the hair, the fur on him like lay down. So
And he just kind of like slides down onto the ice. Wow.
I didn't link it, but I did mark off a spell slot. Do you need me to link it?
No, that's fine.
there you go.
The best part of command lasts one turn.
6 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't last very
seconds.
long, but it'll be for just a moment. But it'll give him a moment's peace to help settle him a
So
bit.
he kind
She's
of
giving the
lays
first
down.
one for free.
And you see his whiskers start to twitch as it starts to wear off as he tries to hold on to that feeling.
I'm sorry it doesn't last very long, but I hope that made you feel better for just a
Well.
minute.
He's immune to even that.
For the first time in my life.
So Larry, can I call you Larry? Larry, you seem very antagonistic when we came here. Is there somebody been trying to come in and, make you do things?
All my friends
You
are
just-
dead. Yeah, I'm a little antagonistic. The only people that are left are the people in this room.
That seems
I
like
don't
a
trust
great
you.
opportunity
He
to make
looks like a
new friends,
demon.
doesn't it? Though.
He's casting spells on my friends.
I'm your friend!
cell phone. And you don't know that I cast a spell on him. Only the seal knows.
So something with a somatic component that was not hidden in any way could not be seen by people in the room that are clearly watching you.
Yeah, but the somatic component is I rubbed makeup on my face. For all you know, I'm creepy and weird.
Somatic is speak.
No, verbal is speech. Somatic.
Oh, yeah,
is,
verbal. Oh,
is
yeah,
a hand gesture.
That's right. Anyway, but that's an excellent opportunity to make new friends, like we all are here now.
So,
All the room. Look at all this room we have for new friends. Like
We don't
positive.
have enough room, and we don't have enough supplies. What I need are supplies so we can last long enough to get the Frost Queen back and get rid of these demons.
so is there anybody that you would normally ask for help if you could get out of here safely?
I'm the help. I'm the captain of the guard.
Well, I understand that, but everybody needs help sometimes. If you were going to have to call in allies, who are your allies?
I mean,
At that, Lucinda the polar bear comes back over, and she goes, "It's an unpopular opinion, but given our status in these courts, Ronan is truly the only one that would come to aid us. As for those who would come to aid the sprites, the queen herself has always taken very good care of them, but after that, likely her allies in the Unseelie court, the other archfey, be it the admiral or the queen of air and darkness herself, or the autumn queen would likely come to assist."
I can send a message to the Autumn Queen.
I could perhaps ask the admiral. but you would not want him to come here.
I have heard stories of him, but the workings of the politics of the Unseelie court are, she looks a bit peeved by this statement as she says it, above the creature of my station.
So
Certainly
if I
not
were
due
gonna- I
to
can
any
do a
shortcoming.
sending, and I can send a message to the Autumn Queen just to let her know what's going on here and see. what
Rafferty's
she
just gonna
tells us to
sigh
do.
and look up in the air with like the really like exhausted expression and go, "Got anything, boss?"
Silence. She looks at
Golden
you.
one. Silence.
She looks at you, Davi, and goes, "That would be greatly appreciated. If I could ask, you mentioned wanting to get out of here.
I mean, there's too many orcs and demons out there for us to fight, just the 5 of us. We were hoping to go and find some help.
So I do know that the Queen's Court mage, who usually transports her to wherever it is that she needs to go for her various dealings.
Dal?
No, he is actually a pixie, a sprite, I suppose is the proper term.
Oh.
But I
Illusion. I get it.
I was actually with him when the orcs began to take the castle, and I can tell you that at least as of however long it's been, 2 weeks ago, when they came upon him, they didn't kill him. They took him somewhere. So there is a possibility that he is still here as well.
But you don't know where they took him or where they might have taken him.
I don't know, but and she kind of like gives a little bit of a nod without directly saying it. There are those who have a more intuitive working of the castle and its occupants, whose job, you might say, it is to know who is where and how they are faring. And she, again nods towards the puffin.
Larry doesn't say shit. He folds his arms over his chest, and the puffin breaks eye contact at that.
They, you may be able to find him if you can speak to the right people.
Could he help you all to get you safe to safety
The mage?
until the Sprite Queen can return, or this can be handled?
We are not the Sprite Queen's primary concern. There are more of my type as far as she sees it. But if you are able to get to aid, then perhaps there is hope for us yet.
Well, Davi will look over at the puffin then and say, look, we're willing to try to help you. I can't make any guarantees, but y'all are going to have to tell us some information. Where would we find this mage? Where do you think he would have gone?
I know you. I know the likes of you. And I'm not convinced that you can help us.
What do you mean you know the likes of us? I mean,
Feels kind of racist.
I mean, I'm genuinely curious. I mean, it's clear that, if we had ill intentions, we would have already acted on them.
Right, as opposed to as if you had the best intentions, you would be completely honest with everyone you came across, correct? About who you are, what you do, the academy.
Oh, you've heard of the Academy.
How have you heard about us? So, we are demon hunters, as you may have heard.
Oh, as I have heard, yes.
So,
Best
Wait.
in the business. Take
you're
heart.
not, you're saying things in a way that makes me feel. Can I roll an insight check on him? Is he being
Roll
really
an insight
sarcastic?
check.
Like,
Before you start
is he-
accusing people and not telling you things, you usually have to ask the question first about.
I'm just trying to. He seems to be very condescending about us right now.
He is
So,
very condescending. He is like almost to the point of bitter and upset that you dared to set foot into the same room as him. There is definitely something more going on with him.
I'm curious as to why you seem to be so antagonistic towards us. We have done nothing but try to help people since we've arrived here, quite involuntarily, I might add.
Right when you came through the woods near Breeze's house, I'm sure you have no affiliation with her, of course.
We made some. Well, no,
We were a victim in that exchange.
Oh, of course, always the victim, right? Always the victim.
I'm usually get the upper hand, to be honest with you.
I mean, we really
Rare
were
occurrence.
at odds with her, and in fact, I think she may be dead now.
All right, well, of course, I
Because
will take
she-
your word for it. Great
Well,
demonologist
she
and all.
had a dragon. She had a dragon.
Oh,
Anyway,
sure.
so
Dragon in the Feywild, right?
no, really, you should
It was
ask her
red.
for it. It was a red dragon. Anyway,
With purple eyes.
why would it have purple eyes?
So here's the deal, right? So I know that you are, of course, here to help, and you're serving the Autumn Queen and all of this, right? I've read all about you.
Wait, read about us? How?
But the problem is,
So you have heard of me.
I can't trust you to get us out of here.
That may be a
I mean,
fair
we would
assessment.
definitely try our best.
So here's what I need. I need to make sure that we can continue to hide here and survive once you take off. So if you will
Do you
get
know
us,
where we might get supplies?
I do. What we need is food. And if you bring us food, then I will tell you how to get to the mage.
Okay. Well, if you could tell us how to find some food or which direction we should go to find some.
Jacobus, maybe you
Really
could teach,
good at foraging.
maybe you could teach them some of your cuisine.
If we rest for a night, I can make you a lot of food and water.
I got some seeds, but I don't think you want them.
I can create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
Then how do I know that won't just disappear the minute you leave?
Well, I mean, she's a healer, and she's
I know
she's
all
really.
about her.
I mean, I will say that the water will last, the food will last for about a day, unless you preserve it more carefully. But it's, it would get you by, but that's...
Here's what we need. There's a fully stocked kitchen that was ready to serve the entire castle, but Alexandra, he points to a little snow rabbit in the corner, had to run when she said some of the people working there began to act odd after everything started to fall apart. We haven't been back since, but given that you are these amazing, universally renowned demon hunters, surely a few animals can't stop you from getting what we need.
Leo's
from the
very much
council.
nodding at this.
Legit.
I mean, we could probably get to the kitchen and try to get you guys some food and bring it back. That would last longer. I mean, I admit my spell won't make food and it's not the greatest of food, but it's food.
Then that at least I trust, and that I would know would at least keep us fed until hopefully the queen can come back and retake the castle or something. And at this, Lucinda chimes in and goes, "Or Ronan. I still have faith in Ronan." The puffin just kind of waves her off.
I mean, does Ronan know you're here? I mean, because he didn't mention anybody. I know that he was trying to help the other animals that we met in the temple, but does he even know you're here?
Does and Lucinda responds to that. Ronan doesn't know me specifically. I don't mean to imply that we're friends of his. It's just that he has a greater interest in the residents at large of the Sprite Queen's court. The Sprite Queen has a very narrow view of what constitutes her people, whereas Ronan is more interested in preserving all of us and the greater good. So, no, I don't know that he knows I'm here, but he surely knows that there are those of us that Still
Yeah,
none
the
of
last
his
time we
eggs.
saw him, he did take on a shaggy dog from us. So
He's a good man.
Yes, we're close friends. We'll put in a good word.
I would appreciate that.
Now, can we circle back? You said you read about us. Do you have that book? Is this in the castle, or is that something you have on your person, or something I can get a hold of? A title, perhaps?
Henry crosses his feathery wings. That is something just for members of the Census Bureau to read.
Oh, was that the little badger man?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I liked
Yeah.
him.
We talked
you
to
guys give
him.
him
the
fake names.
badger.
Yes.
So he thinks my name is Elsa Jean. Jesus God.
It
You
fits
don't say
better than
that,
yours.
hopefully. So, if I can send us the Autumn Queen a message because I have met her and I know her. I could even send the Sprite Queen a message. There's a slight chance it might fail because she wasn't on this plane. But if I were to send a message on your behalf, what would you have me send? What would you have me tell them?
Who are you asking?
The Puffin.
I serve no one but Frostbite Queen, and I wouldn't know what to tell her. I just have to do my duty and wait for her to come back.
Do you know which of these tunnels lead to the kitchen?
All right, that I do know. He looks over at Alexandra, and she kind of hops over. Yes, I know. Yes, I can show you. I can show you which one leads to the kitchen.
Okay,
Bradford look at the group and be like,
let's
it
get them
might
some
make-
food.
let's get them some food and earn their support.
Does the tunnel go straight from here to the kitchen?
Yes, yes, it does. It goes straight from here to the kitchen. There are a couple of rooms like this, just kind of like hubs where you go and you cross if you need to go to different places. But yes, there is one from here that goes straight to the kitchen. That's how I got very lucky. You should know, though, that the animals there were starting to act a little funny. They were getting awful grouchy. I'm not really sure. I actually ran with my aunt and uncle. They continued on out into the tournament ground. I lost them there. I'm sorry. I'm kind of getting off course. It's been very busy, but I'm sorry everyone's been a little rude. We're a little on edge,
Do you need a pouch to breathe into?
Understandable.
It's been very hard. It's been a hard few days.
Animals count as beasts, by the way.
Yes, they do.
Ooh, gonna have a good time. All right, let's go get them some food.
Are you all right coming with us? If you can draw us, we can. You don't have to. I don't want to put you at risk.
Yeah.
Go with you to the kitchen.
You can just
I
just
mean,
show
you were
me
gonna
on
show
this
us the way you
map.
said.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go in that tunnel.
And it
Oh.
will take us straight
You'll
there.
go right there. You'll go straight there. Just straight.
You could have said
straight
it to
there.
start with. I was very concerned.
It's a very easy because I have to come from there to be able to bring the food here so I can take it to the tournament ground very
Okay.
quickly if the queen has even the slightest craving.
So if you go through that tunnel, you're in the kitchen.
Yep.
This seems very easy.
Yep, it is very easy. See, the queen wanted to make sure it was very straightforward for us simple-minded creatures.
Okay.
With little paws,
I-
simple-minded creatures.
And turns back to the Puffin. So the Census Bureau, do they take visitors? I can just read this if I go visit? And
You can't go anywhere near my books. Especially not the Frostbite queens. Some of the more reckless queens will keep their
I
information
mean, I'm
open.
in them, so I feel like I should be
You are
at
no
least
one.
acknowledge. But you
I'm sorry,
you
that
have
was rude.
feel
I am a
like-
little cranky. I will give you that. But no,
you haven't
can't do
eaten.
that.
I understand.
You can't
Low
do
blood
that.
sugar.
I'm sorry,
So,
I've been hanging around Larry too much. I am bitter. I am guarded. I am not Larry. My apologies.
So if this is no, so it turns to the rest of the group. So if this is not easy to get to, say somebody with a portable hole turned into something small, climbed in there, then filled the portable hole full of food and came back. That seems pretty easy.
Yeah, but there might be
Um,
stuff on the other end that's hostile.
I think we should
it
all
sounds
go
like.
together.
Are you saying that the food is booby trapped?
No, she said
There
that
are
there's
other creatures and they're acting weird.
Yeah,
What
but they
were the
won't acknowledge
creatures?
us if
Were
we're
they
small
like
enough.
you?
Yes, they're workers like me. The head chef is actually was there, and he was the one that started to act a little cranky first. I mean, and I guess it's hard because they're all really nice people most of the time. And I mean, okay, so this is a little awkward to talk about, but I don't know how much you know about the animal world, but we are often divided into categories of like predator and prey, and I'm kind of on the prey end, and most of the time that's not a problem. I know it's really hard, and most of the time that's not a problem. But
You just have to believe in yourself.
I've tried, and I worked there with a very kind fox. His name is George. But, he started to look at me just kind of funny, and I ran. I had to run. I was terrified. So they're not bad people, and honestly, they're not really fighters either, and they're usually very civil, but I just, it was just a very big risk for me personally.
I understand. So,
Well, I think that we should go as a group. So when we want to come back from the kitchen to here, do we just use the same tunnel?
Just make note of which wall you come in on, and there's one that you'll feel kind of pulling you in. It's like the air is just looking to bring you down that slide. The ones that come and go to the same place are always right by each other.
Okay.
You just have to remember which one you came in, and the one just to the side is going to be the one that'll take you right back where you came from.
We definitely need to stick the landing so that we can not spin around and lose our bearing.
So, Larry, right? Larry's your name? Do you want to come with us to make maybe a friendly face and all these friendly, might be helpful?
Familiar face.
For someone that can free an archfey, I don't think you need the likes of me helping you out. Someone's got to protect
I don't
you.
need the likes of you, but I assume that we will want to do this with the least amount of bloodshed possible, considering these are your friends and coworkers.
I'll go.
That is okay, thank you. You watch everybody here, guard them.
Okay.
Nah, I think that's a good idea. I think you should take James.
I'll go.
No,
All right,
no.
That's a good idea.
I've never
James.
been
I
to
don't
the
think we want to
kitchen.
take James.
You want to see it work?
Perhaps we should stay here.
But James,
Maybe we should take James to mark the tunnel back.
Okay.
but you,
I'm comfortable with
What
it.
is your
stay
usual
out of
job,
sight.
James?
I clean the floors. They put this
Do you
big
clean
towel.
the kitchen floor, James?
Do I clean what?
The floor.
Kitchen floor? No.
Going to start walking towards the
I
tunnel.
usually clean
Yeah.
the hallways.
I love the face drag.
They put this big microfiber cloth on my belly, and I just whoa.
But we come back with
Sometimes I walk circles.
when we come back with the food, we're gonna discuss the Census Bureau book a little more, yeah? You, me, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
so before we step through, just to be prepared, Davi is going to cast Aid on, Jacobus and I think Earlith and herself.
You all have AIDS.
Sure. Who needs hit points?
Well, who's the lowest? Who's the worst? If it was Stump, I'd be casting on Stump, okay?
I don't know.
I don't know how tough
What does Aid
people
do?
are.
You just get
let's
advantage on a skill check.
I mean, my goal is always to die in every combat, so don't help me.
No, Aid gives you temporary hit points.
James the
And
Walrus
it's going to
starts
last
heading over
for
to the
8
tunnel.
hours.
Yay.
I'm so excited. I've never been on an adventure.
Well, James, I'm glad your friend has such confidence in you. They take you with us. This might be your big break.
You called them my friends. Are we friends now too?
No, that's a whole process.
Okay.
We don't have time for that.
And that raises
Your
your
friend,
maximum
James.
as well, so you each get 5 extra.
Woohoo.
Oh,
Who was this? Jacob and you and Erlith?
yes.
Okay.
And we'll go through.
And
Davi
question.
will go first.
Can we go pee?
Yes, let's take a break.
Yeah.
All
Because I have
right.
a feeling we may be getting in combat.
That gets.
What is your problem? I see you eating kibble. Why don't you just eat your kibble?
Hi.
So people were having trouble getting flights or something, Felix, you said?
Yeah, so my cross shift lives in BC, so when he flies home, he flies to Calgary and then he drives like 5 hours to get home. And
Golly.
because of the turnaround that we had going on, we had more people using flights than normal. And so he got put on a flight that he didn't get home till 3 in the morning or something. And
Jeez.
so he whined and cried about it. And so they changed our entire shift for our entire department, even though the turnaround was really only for 3 weeks. And like, I mean, I feel bad that he didn't get home till 3 o'clock in the morning, but he chose to live in a completely different province, knowing
Yeah.
full well that in wintertime he could be delayed and all of those types of things. So like, I mean, if he doesn't want to be late getting home, move to Calgary or something, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like
But-
living 2 hours away from your work and complaining about the commute.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect my life a whole lot. Like, I fly on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays. It's not a big deal, but, you know, there's some of the warehouse techs that work for us that works in the warehouse I used to be in. She's engaged to a mechanic that works in the shop. And now, and they also chose to live in BC, which is, you know, their own problem, but they now have to commute on different days. So they have to
that
take
sucks.
separate vehicles to the airport in Vancouver, get on separate
Oh,
planes
man.
to fly to site or to fly to Calgary and then to site. And like it's kind of ridiculous, really, but
Yeah, I mean, you've been on that for forever. I mean, people have probably planned, even if it's not like a big deal as a day, people plan their lives around when they're working.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people have like regular appointments and, you know,
Yeah.
sports or activities that they do on specific days, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure
I
maybe
was,
people have like secondary jobs on their weeks off or something too.
that's possible too. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, you know, it's our company's prerogative to change our shift. It's not really up to us, but at the same time, like the whole reason behind it and stuff was just, you know, for 3 weeks of inconvenience to go and change the entire shift schedule and that kind of thing just was maybe a bit of an overreaction.
Somebody's sleeping with the boss.
Maybe.
So, temptation to have a Halloween episode that was based on the theme of Leo's nightmare was really high.
Definitely should have.
What is Leo's nightmare?
Yeah.
The Feywild.
Oh.
Then, given that it's Leo, it would have been particularly horrifying. Can you hear through that?
Huh?
Okay, well, never mind.
That's
Not
okay.
worth-
I can't hear either. So
I'm a little disappointed that Cog comes in that outfit and there was no. You get a goose. I'm like a panda.
So all that was left
They
was
were
like Panda and
Super
Yeti.
and makes sense in a northern setting.
It's a talking goose. Must make sense.
We had to summon the Canadians.
Yeah.
You didn't use a single A?
I couldn't figure out a place to put it in the A. It's just not natural.
You just put it at the end of every sentence. Hey.
It just doesn't work.
So Cog made,
Just think of it as a period substitute.
Cog made fun of me earlier because, you know, I have like my quick character notes. And so he's like, okay, well, send me the notes on Larry. So I let him, was like, Larry the Guard, Canadian Goose. Note, total asshole.
That's the one character descriptor she has. It's a bullet that says total asshole. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, you're nailing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
got
it's a
experience.
goose, so it's very easy.
Honk.
I like how Leah felt like I was OOC correcting her. It's like, oh, I said the wrong name. No, it's a goose and he's an asshole. I'm sorry.
Now I have to keep up concentration to the next fight. Shit.
What did you do?
I suggested a goose.
But
It's a concentration spell.
don't get hit.
Don't do anything useful. I have way too many concentration spells. Did Leah go trick or treating? Hell.
We definitely have candy we can give her.
Yeah.
So I've also decided that I'm just barely too tall for this panda outfit. Sitting down is very uncomfortable. It's okay when I'm standing.
Stop.
So,
Pull the crotch out.
understandably, not a lot of people went trick-or-treating. We were kind of dubious. We only gave it a shot because our neighborhood was like, no, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it so all the kids can have fun. But, like, on our way back, like, all the houses we'd already hit, they're like, please take more. It's like, we rented, like, maybe, like, 4 other families, you know?
Oh,
And I was like,
wow.
"Oh." And the kids are like, okay. I'm like, you really don't need more. Like, we're good.
I think she lived.
Pizza
Hey,
place
I'm
was
back.
selling jalapeno poppers. Now I want jalapeno poppers.
That's
Oh.
so good.
Jalapeno popper sounds delicious.
So terrible and poisonous.
I have some left. No, I have some leftover baked potato casserole.
I'm sure we've been over this. Are you specifically allergic to jalapenos?
Yes.
No, he's sensitive to them.
No.
What about bell peppers?
No. Bell peppers are fine.
No,
What about-
Cag.
This
You
sounds
are
I'm not gonna
psychotic.
I'm not going to like die. It's just not to get graphic, but my body rejects it completely, like in 5 minutes or less.
That's a sensitivity, not an allergy. FYI.
Either way, it's
Fine.
not pleasant. So
No.
I
Step through the
Not
tunnel.
Next time we meet up, we're gonna get a bunch of peppers. We're gonna see which ones make this reaction. One a day. We'll go
So,
through it.
I can eat a whole
Jalapeno,
pizza-
Anaheim.
I can eat a whole pizza of habanero peppers and be completely
Okay.
fine.
That's not recommended.
Jalapenos will fucking ruin me.
What about poblano?
Poblano's fine too.
I wonder why.
Anaheim.
I don't think I've had it in Anaheim. At least not on purpose.
I think it's just a
Oh, back,
knockoff of
by the
poblano.
way.
I think so. I was waiting for you.
I don't know. We're waiting on Leah's camera. I think.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sorry.
I don't know if she's here or not.
We want to see Leah's
If I can't
face.
see her.
I'm in here.
smiling.
I'm
face.
literally part of this conversation about the peppers.
Yeah, she was telling
Yeah, I know.
everyone how it's okay to feed me jalapenos.
Yes.
No.
No, I never said it was okay.
I know, I'm just teasing. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right. We all pile drive into this tunnel.
All right. You guys go into the tunnel.
Wait. Are you taking James?
Yeah, we're taking
100%.
Oh, just leave the poor guy.
We need him to tell
He wants to come. It's an adventure. Everybody always talks bad about James, and we are not going to let James
Listen.
down. James is a
Listen.
friend. We
You
are going to
need
take
to know.
care of James. He's going to see the world.
I appreciate
James
that.
knows
I am holding
turn
you
tunnel
personally
we have to
responsible for keeping him alive, Leo.
He says, what was he again? Was he a seal?
Yeah, he's a seal. He's an elephant
Ah.
seal. I don't know which tunnel we take. I just wipe the floor wherever I land.
He doesn't
That's a
know
good
his way
attitude.
around.
Always do your job in all situations.
I like
That's the
you.
work habit we appreciate here at the Academy.
But you should clean the floor here.
I'm part of the academy.
Yes. You are
Remember
your
the
assistant
Academy.
janitor.
He flops over starts going towards one of the tunnels, and you can hear Alexandra the rabbit. No, James, that one. Yeah, goes over the other one instead. Hops on in, and he gets stuck a little
tunnel.
bit. Poor
Are
dude.
we taking James?
He's gone. James is gone.
James is
Oh,
taking you.
Jesus.
James is our guide. He's the newly dubbed assistant janitor of the Academy.
As he goes through, you hear echoing, "Whoa!"
Alright. Now we have somewhere soft to land.
All right.
Davi's going through.
And then I'll go after Dobby.
And you
Zero
guys,
feel free to
I'm
go.
actually going before Dobby.
now this time it's actually, like perpendicular with the floor. You have a choice of going head first or feet first.
Head first.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Too late.
Feet
You're
first.
die.
Too late.
Feet first.
Davi's going feet first.
Davy
Yeah.
takes it
Damn
like
it.
a water slide, and your oath is like swan dive. you know, and
So
you're
I
like,
went in first for Davi. I just want that to be
No,
known.
because Jackie and Davi were already headed to the tunnel.
No, trust me, I went in
All this
first.
started.
you're like, that is really cool, at least at first. We'll see if you stick the landing, but you are supermaning through that, and off in the distance in front of you here, whoa, as you guys continue on through. Davi, this time you're ready for it. You slide in, cross your arms over your chest, water slide style, and you're just bobsledding it down through the tunnel. As you guys all
I
go in,
can't believe it.
1 and 1, I need you to make another dex saving throw for me as you shoot out the end.
You might as well
All of
just
us?
roll it.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Anybody who's going.
That roll? Okay then.
All
Are
right.
you sure you don't want to roll
dear.
it 15 times again, Leo?
So Eurolith, as you come towards
I'm
the end,
surprised it's
go
almost
head
4
first,
because I clicked like 20 times.
you hear a crash ahead of you, and there is some swearing that erupts as you hear it getting louder as you get closer. You shoot out the end, and you head straight for what looks to be a table leg, but thankfully, James found it first, and you like crash into his side instead. Jacobus, not a problem. You come, roll out on your feet. And everybody else, less graceful of a landing, you know, kind of spin out on the ice, but you know, no major injuries, a little bit of a bruised tailbone, you know, and you find yourself in this new, large, rectangular room. The as you take a moment to just kind of get your bearings and make sure where you think you are, the walls are actually lined with these tables. For most of you, it seems that they would come up to be about hip height. Davi, they look like really great counters to you, just like perfect size to be worked on.
And to me right now too.
Yes. Various cooking instruments, pots and pans and knives and ladles and all this laid out all over the floor. In the middle, there is this gigantic stone pit that appears to be used for cooking of some sort. It's got some grates over it, some flat pans, some that looks almost to be like clay domes for baking. Clearly a source of, you know, heat for cooking of all these, you know, different kinds of dishes and stuff. Surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, given the magic that you've encountered in Feywild, the fire doesn't appear to be affecting the ice that's around you in any way. But as you guys all kind of come crashing into the room, you hear a voice off in the distance.
Where the fuck have you been? I've been waiting to prep dinner all day. You, come over here. And you see wandering over on his two hind legs is a ram who is waving around a ladle and gesturing wildly at you.
James goes, "Hi, Gordon!"
Fuck you! Stand up! Let's do this!
Somebody watching too much
Oh,
Gordon
no.
Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon
So,
Ramsay.
Davi is going to carefully note which tunnel they came out from and which one is next to it so that they can get back.
And you take a mental note of that, Davi.
Gordon
And it's not
Ramsay.
hard
Write
to
it
tell.
down. Something wipes her mind. She's gonna write it down.
It's not an overly complex room. It's pretty easy. It's rectangular. You came in at one end. The other end has tunnels, but it's also got like a lot of pantry and stuff. You should be able to find it pretty easily.
Okay, good.
Quickly, stand up! We don't have time for this!
Who are you feeding?
What are we?
Stop thinking! Just do! Come here! And you hear
Oh,
him
fuck
go,
Fuck that. I
And
cast
he's-
Dominate Beast.
he spits up
Oh,
two
no.
keys. I need someone to go to the pantry right now! Give me 2!
He casts on
I'll
Dominate
go.
Beast. Well, no, I cast Dominate Beast on him.
Okay, quick spell, please.
It's in there.
Yep, you have to make a Wisdom save.
Okay.
Rams
Are we
probably
technically
have.
fighting it right now?
Nope. We are not in combat. We're in initiative.
I mean, he's been fighting us.
And it's against what DC?
Where does it say my spell DC?
Should say
At the bottom of your spells book thing, I think.
15? That seems wrong.
No, if you have 18 charisma, that should be right.
Yeah,
15.
At this level, you get +3 and then plus your charisma.
Yeah. So I have my +3 and my charisma, so I should be higher than 15, right?
It's 8 plus 4 plus 3.
8 plus.
Yeah. You
15.
started.
How'd you do?
That is a fail.
Congratulations, you're my bitch.
For 1 minute.
Nope. 1 hour. He's
What,
dumb.
1 minute.
This is 1 minute.
Oh, no,
Next.
it's a 50. Okay. Up to 10
Level
minutes.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
Okay. You cast it at this level.
He doesn't have 5th level spells.
Yeah,
No, it'd be 4th level.
He
So, yeah,
only
1 minute.
cast at 5th level, right? Because he's a warlock.
You
Yeah,
don't
he
have
doesn't
5th level
any
spells
5th
yet.
level slot.
this level, next level. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's next
Wow.
level. You would
4th
be my
level.
bitch.
Oh,
So 1 minute.
So, minute.
1 minute.
So I'm in complete.
Make it quick.
Yep. 1 minute. Who's in the pantry?
The fuck do you mean? Well, who's in the pantry? The food's in the pantry.
Ordering you to answer me, so you don't get to fuck around with this. You're dominated.
Literally telling you the truth, you asshole.
Who are you
You wanna go
feeding?
check the fucking pantry? And he throws a fucking key at you. Go check the fucking pantry.
Don't attack me. He's charmed. You literally can't do that.
We can
I
take
don't
the-
think throwing a key is an attack.
No, he's.
You can specify a simple and general course of action.
Yes, and that action is to tell me who you are preparing to serve.
Dinner for our guests.
What
Feeding
guess?
the orc.
The orcs, the queen, whoever might be sitting in the throne room.
The queen
Gather
is not here.
food from the pantry.
Wait, say that again. Too many people talking.
Take us to the pantry. You're coming with us.
Great, let's fucking go since you're so curious. Maybe you can actually do what I told you to do. He storms off. The key is still sitting on the floor where he threw it at you.
The queen is not here.
He storms off in the direction of a long
Come on.
hallway.
Oh, guys, we got a good 15 seconds left of this trick.
Lord have mercy.
And he walks
I mean,
over
does this usually work for you, Rafferty? I'm curious.
and
Let's
stands
go.
impatiently.
And
He
the
couldn't
spell is
actually-
over.
James, clean something.
Well, I don't know if I want to help you anymore.
Oh, just clean something.
Okay.
Go back to the. James, go back the way you came.
James starts
for your
cleaning the
safety.
floor. I like him better. Starts cleaning the floor like Leo told him.
Oi! Get over here! Did you figure out how to use a key, you fucking donut?
I'll
Lock
go
the
over
door.
and open the door.
Hey, Tag, it was an illegal action to throw the key at me. You're not allowed to attack me. You're charmed.
He
He
did
didn't
not
attack you. He
you.
threw the key.
Not an attack. He's just being a.
He
Rafferty's
didn't have
very
to roll
fragile.
for defense.
Rafferty's
one
a
time
soccer
to be-
player.
It's my one time to be in charge. Otherwise, I'm the bitch that got dominated.
The key landed on Rafferty's foot, and he's got a bruise that's going all the way up his leg.
Actually,
Yes.
hold on.
They're having a GM conference.
So, didn't call it, so we're gonna let it be. But just for your knowledge, he couldn't have been charmed.
Okay.
But
Does that apply for Larry too?
no, it doesn't apply for Larry.
Okay.
Larry's fine.
He's good. Larry and James are fine. It is specifically Gordon that it would have kind of fizzled. But we'll say, I didn't call it, so he throws the key at you and starts, telling you to get to the pantry and get the supplies.
All right. Out of character moment. Did you call this guy Gordon before you gave him to Cog, or was that Cog's idea?
It's
was
a
God.
ram. That's the best part of this.
He said, let's make him Gordon the Ram. So this is God's lore contribution.
Oh, God.
To not trying to be
I
mean.
love it.
Do better.
I
love it.
suggested he be an owl. We got Gordon the Ram from God. So
That's the mage failure to establish that.
You are welcome.
Okay,
No, the mage
I
is a proxy.
and I let this asshole go first.
who? Into the pantry?
Yes.
He doesn't go in the pantry. He's standing at the door waiting for you to learn how to use a key.
I just told you I unlocked the door and
Yeah,
opened it,
yeah, I
and
didn't
then
hear.
like
So,
Why
you have one of the two keys, and you open the door, and you see what is essentially a dry goods and vegetable pantry. The hallways go on for quite a while. Oi!
To
Now,
get to the pantry, or
No, it's just like a really big
is
No,
pantry.
it's a big pantry.
it's bigger on the
okay.
inside.
It's a TARDIS pantry.
Yes.
It's a lot bigger on the inside.
why don't a couple of you wait out here and make sure he doesn't try to lock us in, and we'll go in and get stuff.
Sounds
what I
good.
need is for you to go to prep and for you to go to fucking execution, and I need someone for plating. I need two others to get into the pantries and get food.
I'll get the pantry. James, you got prep.
Okay. I don't have any thumbs.
You'll believe in yourself, James. You got this.
I love you.
I love you too.
So
What is
John's
I work in the RAM, and I'm saying, you better keep an eye on James.
All right, who walked into the dry goods pantry?
Leo will go in the pantry.
Leo's
Dobby
going.
will go with
Okay,
Leo.
there's a second pantry.
I'll go in dry goods pantry. It's fine.
I just don't even know how to deal with this.
Kyle, you're asking a lot of questions that are very suspicious.
So, I'm sorry, I'm slow tonight.
You're fine.
I don't understand.
There's
There's we
so
walked
there-
up to a pantry.
Yes.
There's a hallway.
It's a dry goods
and there's
pantry.
Two doors. One is a dry goods pantry. The other door is closed still. Somebody has the key to it, I presume. I guess Tab or Sesneg. I guess
I
Sesneg
didn't take
opened
a
up the
piece.
dry goods pantry. There's a second pantry that has yet to be opened.
Okay. But he only threw one key, so he should have still had the key, I assume.
Well, he's waiting for someone to go.
I already walked in the door. Jesus, Gordon, keep with it.
I think it would make a lot more sense to just use this one pantry, take the dry goods back, then come back, not split the party, and open the second pantry.
Gordon shoves the other key into Leo's chest. Are we at our stations yet? There are 3 stations in the main room. There's prep, plating, and the actual chef station.
I've got prep, chef.
Eklid, you're the only fucking idiot that knows what they're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, Gordon, you go back in there and get things going. We'll
Yeah.
get the stuff and bring it to you.
The fuck do you mean I get things going? You get things going. You're here to cook.
You know, you're
We'll
wasting
get
a lot of
the stuff
time
and
here. We
bring
got
it.
this pantry. You go. You go.
I wouldn't be wasting
That's
time if I wasn't
everything
surrounded by fucking cocksuckers all the time.
What I do in my spare time is none of your business. Come on.
Get in the fucking pantry. So
I'm in their pantry.
I just sent you a list tab of
I see that.
stuff in there. You can PM me with 5 items you can bring back.
Oh, we're playing Chuck.
Who goes into the other pantry?
He's got the portable hole, and I've got the
Okay.
bag of holdings. So I'll go to the other pantry.
We'd be blowing this challenge up.
We'll go to plating.
All right. Jacob is on plating.
Now, what am I doing?
Our property will go in the other pantry.
What did you want from me? I'm sorry, my daughter is.
You pick 5 items
My
from the
daughter.
list.
Pick 5 items for the list that I just sent you. That goes to
To do what
Honey
with?
and Tab. Do
That's how
not
much
do
you
not
can
declare
carry.
them out loud. Do not negotiate. Just PM me back what you were bringing from.
Basically, it comes in the size that you're able to hold 5 items from the pantry.
Okay. Leo's gonna put down the portable holding and start dumping shit in it of it.
I was gonna say Davi was gonna
Fair.
cram stuff in the bag of holding.
It's fine.
Go for it.
Earless is gonna go help Davi.
Rafferty's going to go in the second pantry.
Where the fuck are you all going? Why are you so confused? Plating, execution, prep, go. You don't need to help your friends
You
wipe
mean-
their asses.
Do you mean expediting? What is execution? Because I
fucking
think you mean
cooking? Hold on, let me speak slower for you. Go get ready to cook
dinner.
I'm ready, chef.
The dumbest person in the castle is catching on faster than you are. How does that make you feel? I don't care. Go.
I mean,
get
I don't know how to
ready.
cook. I've never cooked before in my life.
Fucking hell, the shit I have to deal with. We'll do it live. Go get ready. Please, dear gods.
Which
Why are
gods
you still looking at me?
Well, because I don't know what you want me to do.
He's gonna sigh and he's gonna turn around. He's gonna pick up 2 loaves of bread and he's gonna put them next to your face. Do you know what you are?
An idiot sandwich!
Yes! A fucking idiot sandwich!
I was waiting for that.
Go
Anyway.
put yourself at an empty station, please. Dear God, think of the
I am
children.
I'm gonna go to an empty station and be as destructive as possible.
So as you're well, actually, never mind. Actually, as you head over to an empty
I'm gonna
station,
find like a nice piece of meat and chop it.
roll a perception check for me, Yarlith.
Oh God. Okay. Where if I can find my sheet? Perception.
So as you head back over to the table,
12.
you notice something's different. The room's quieter than when you headed over towards the pantry.
Do I notice anything different about the room?
You don't. It doesn't immediately hit you what's changed, but it does seem quieter.
Do I still see the people? Like, I see James, I see Gordon, I
Yeah.
see whoever's still in this room.
James is trying really hard to balance himself up against the counter.
Jackie, did you go in the pantry?
No, he
Oh, I
was
went to
standing
plating.
at
Oh, and I can see Jackie's fine.
Mhm.
And can I see into the pantry from where I'm
Nope.
at?
Not from where you are.
I am at. I don't know what station I'm at. I'm just randomly causing some cooking destruction because I don't know how to cook.
I can't believe of the lot of you, you have managed to get lost in a pantry. Please, dear God, tell me you're alive and haven't forgotten to breathe.
Are we back out of the pantry yet? I mean,
I don't know.
Well, it really
Leo's
depends.
taking his sweet time. I don't know.
How
Did you go in
much-
with me?
It depends entirely upon how much stuff you're trying to fit in there.
Microphone working?
Yes, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay. I did say I went into the other pantry.
Oh shit, I
Okay, so
totally
you're there
missed
with
that.
Bobby?
So you're with Dobby?
Into the
Yes,
second pantry, not the one that... I thought they both went into the dry goods pantry.
no, Davi was in the second
Okay, so
pantry.
you're in there with... Wait, not the dry goods pantry? Sorry, I'm having trouble
I
hearing.
believe Leo's in the dry goods with the portable hold.
Leo's
Dobby
definitely in
is
the dry
in
goods
the-
pantry.
Dobby
Hush,
is in the
pumpkin.
fresh goods with the bag of holding.
Correct.
So, okay.
And
so-
Davi's just cramming stuff.
Yeah,
in the
what are
bag
the
of
other
holding.
stations? I think you guys just aren't hearing me.
Yeah, I think, I
We
think
heard that.
you may be cutting out. I can hear you, but I don't know if you're coming in clearly all the time.
I think you're cutting out sometimes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're in there with...
You and Dobby are in the fresh goods pantry together.
I'm gonna eat a fucking apple. It's been a long day.
And you are able to
Dobby-
find an apple, and it is exquisite.
Just cramming stuff into the portable hole.
Are we
I
going
got
to
a
make our
portable
friends
hole.
wait all day? We
I mean, not
have
the portable hole. The
some
bag.
pointy-headed bastard waiting at the plating. The most motivated asshole I know with no thumbs at prep.
My name's James.
And someone who can barely figure out where her fucking nose is, destroying my kitchen.
Boop! I know where my nose is.
Congratulations, that must be the first time your mother must be so proud.
She's a lizard.
Knowing how many people were back in that room,
I'm a
Dobby will take-
dragonborn,
we'll
not
take
a lizard.
an amount of food that she thinks is going to help sustain them for just a little bit. I mean,
And you're able to find tons of it. This is just an extremely well stocked pantry. You grab everything from apples of the last few days would be a nice treat to potatoes and things that you think will keep a little longer for them, and you make a very solid selection of things that you think will hold them over.
Okay, and then I'll walk out with the 5 things and
Leo's still in there,
Gordon.
just kicking bags into the portable hole.
Excellent.
I am going
The short
to.
one won the race. It's fantastic. Now, please take that to our thumbless friend. I have no idea how he's going to fucking cut all of that out.
Boy!
Jesus Christ,
Davy
don't
will
drown on
go
your
and
saliva.
help the seal.
I am
Leo
going
eventually
to
comes out
throw
carrying the
some
minimum
stuff
amount
into
possible,
it. I'm going to throw some
considering
stuff
it's
in
7
the dry
strength.
pan and crank the heat up to high.
So the pot you're working with starts glowing red as you do so. Leo comes out of the pantry and Gordon starts shooing you, Leo, towards the prep cook, who is,
James, you're doing great. I'll let
Okay!
it get John.
So does Davi notice anything unusual when we go back in the room?
You do. Roll a perception check for me.
Something's not right.
No, this is perfectly normal.
I turned the heat back off.
Really warm
I am
in here.
ticked off and yeah.
there's just this bit of smoke as you extinguish what is clearly a magical gas grill.
All right, well, I turn it off. And then I pour some water in the pan.
The pot is still very hot, so there's quite a bit of steam as you pour water in. We're gonna pretend you don't warp the pan. Because-
Cast iron, very
Oh
sturdy.
my god. So Leo and oh my gosh, we play too many characters. Davi walk over with a combination of these ingredients.
Are we literally gonna do chopped right now?
Yes, and you dump them in front of James.
Oh, I'm going to leave my station and go grab an orange.
Well,
Okay.
is someone going to help James?
James, take care of this.
Do any of you have thumbs?
I can do it, Chef! I can do it! He starts smashing his head.
Oh god, I can't watch.
Davi will help James.
Leo takes the whiskey and takes a sip.
So, Davi, if you would you choose which of these items you would like to prep?
Well, let's see. I'm a dwarf, so we're gonna take the beef and the sausage and the potatoes and some of the leafy
hey,
vegetables
Davi?
and make something.
Hey, Davi? Davi?
Yeah.
Did you get what we needed?
Yeah.
Why are we listening to the goat screaming in the kitchen?
Someone
Because he
fucking
needs
do
help.
something!
He needs help.
A ram's not a
I mean,
goat.
maybe we should take him with us.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer. Nobody asked for your opinion.
I mean,
No,
Davi's
I
a
appreciate
brewer,
your
so you know. She'll make something. I don't know.
All
Out of
right,
that, yeah.
you
Start
can
a
roll
stew.
either a dexterity or wisdom check.
With a disadvantage because you have James helping you.
Well, it's definitely gonna be wisdom.
Wisdom with
A-
disadvantage.
A check,
Just
you
a
said.
straight check.
Okay, with disadvantage. Okay. Oh, there you go.
James
That's what you
is
get.
just shredding the meat and the potatoes with his tusks.
I can't even watch. It's like bludgeoning a small child.
I can do this!
You're doing something,
Got it,
James.
James.
James is a
Got it.
full-grown adult. We do not refer to him as a small child. That is diminutive, and we don't appreciate that in the academy.
So
I
you
have
end
a
up,
friend.
so you end up with all of these like odd like mashed raw potato and like sliced like circles of potato.
Can we make James just with us the rest of the adventure?
It's gonna go all
God,
in the
no.
pot
Definitely.
No.
with
He's
some
gonna live in a
water
portable hole.
and a little bit of whiskey, and we're just gonna make a stew out of it. There you go.
So Irilith is at the cook station.
Wreaking havoc, I might add.
So
Just
Dowdy
throw
brings
in.
over this. Sorry, Saz. One sec. This kind of combination of this smashed potato and these oddly shaped cuts with a very poorly deboned side of beef, some whiskey, and a whole sausage.
Leah reaches over and sprinkles some of the leafy vegetables on top of the beef.
What were you saying, Sisnek?
Just gonna start throwing produce through the return hole back to the holding room.
So you hit it.
You go and you throw it in, and it just kind of like falls right at the entrance there. And that's when you know there's no air moving right now.
He's gonna look pretty concerned.
Okay, guys, we got to get this stew cooked so we can get the air going again.
Leo takes the whiskey back.
So we can get the air going again. What do you mean? Oh!
Shut
and
it
then
off.
it hits you. Yarlith and Dobby both.
Oh!
That's why it's so quiet in here.
Oh! Frickety frackin'.
All right,
Why
Gordon,
are
when are
you
you gonna turn
scratching
the...
your
Okay.
fucking thick skulls? Please do something, or at least entertain us with whatever mutterings you can come up with.
Okay.
Would you like me
quick
to brew
question.
you a nice ale?
No, I want the lizard person to focus, eyeballs, cook.
What do you
we-
want me to cook?
We don't call her a lizard person. It's also racist, and again, the academy is better than that.
We are.
Yes.
We love all types.
Can Dobby
James has
help
not
her
even
try
gone
to
through
cook
sensitivity
this
training
into
yet, and he
something?
knows better.
James hasn't even gone through sensitivity training yet, and he knows better. Jesus.
So
What do you want me to
gets-
cook?
Gordon
For
gets
serious.
real quiet and gets real close to Irilith.
It's not my job to tell you how to walk.
No, I
How
don't want
put
you to tell
water
me
in
how
a
to
pot,
walk. I want you
which
to tell me
clearly
what you
I've
want.
seen
cooked.
you fail at boiling water, so I understand. This might be a difficult task, but please, if you ever dream of being a cook, just try. Just believe in yourself despite all of the terrible things that aren't really positive things about yourself. It's okay. I want you to try.
That was really nice, Gordon.
Shut up.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some of the flour and oil and cheese, I guess, and try to make some kind of biscuit thing. Because there's not much ingredients to go
Irilith
with.
has never cooked a day in her life before. She
Roll
starts
a
with
dexterity
biscuits.
check.
A dexterity check?
Or wisdom.
Dexterity or wisdom?
Pick one.
Pick wisdom.
What do you
Probably
want?
better than that.
Pick one.
No, I'm better at dexterity.
You get to choose.
12.
So you start kind of like adding these things together because you're like, I mean, these seem reasonable, right? Like I'm at least aware of flour and how we combine it with things. But you end up with a very like lumpy consistency. It's not terrible. The butter is definitely not as warm as you would like it for mixing. But you get a mix out of it.
Low key, so butter should actually be cold if you're making biscuits with it. It
Oh
should
my
be like a
God.
crumbly
I'm sorry,
First
do you
a
have
farmer,
a
now
blender
the
right
chef.
now?
Huh?
I'm sorry, do you have a blender right now?
No.
Oh, okay. So carry the fuck on.
Anywho, so I'm gonna try to make something passable.
Okay. There is an oven behind you. There's a cooktop
Hush, pumpkin.
in front of you.
I'm gonna put them in the oven because I'm gonna bake them. So I'm gonna portion them out into little biscuits and then bake them.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So
16.
Gordon paces about the opposite side of the hall, just livid about the situation he's in. And you actually end up with fairly decently browned biscuits. You pull them out when they're golden. You're smart enough to use mitts, so yay you. And now you have these steaming biscuits and a pile of shredded meat and potatoes, which you then hand over to Jacobus at the plating station.
Yes. I'm also going to do a little pan sauce and deglaze the pan with some whiskey and do a little thing.
Leo has the whiskey. He's not giving it up.
I snatched the whiskey from Leo.
Hi.
So
I need to get
Jacobus,
through this day.
You end up with these golden steaming biscuits, raw beef, with some leafy vegetables sprinkled on top, smashed sliced potatoes, and a whole
Raw.
sausage. All raw.
Now, I cooked some stuff on really high heat earlier. It shouldn't be raw.
You definitely turned up the heat, turned it off, added water to the pot, and did nothing else.
The night biscuits.
Which is why Gordon made fun of you for not knowing how to boil water. So don't even bring that shit to me right now.
Earless doesn't know what she's doing. He should have never trusted her to cook.
Jacobus is going to move Eurolith out of his way and try to actually cook the stew's ingredients.
Alright.
Alright.
And Earless is gonna do some fancy plating.
Okay, so Jacobus.
Which she should be telling it because she paints her scales and stuff, so.
Yeah, those are definitely the same skills.
She has an
will help.
artistic eye.
Eurolith?
Dobby will help Jackie try to salvage the stew
Okay.
when the otter is not smashing everything she's trying to chop.
Okay, so one of you roll intelligence with advantage. Eurolith,
Jackie.
roll a charisma check.
Ooh, I've never rolled one of those before. And I shouldn't
What
have
is this
started
knife?
now.
12, that's not bad.
Well,
This is a plus
usually
3.
Jake.
With advantage, I rolled a 9 and a 5.
That's
Jesus.
such a Jacobus roll. I'm so sorry. What do you... Eurolith, you take a plate and you set a biscuit on it, and then you wipe a crumb off. So you're doing great.
Yay!
And you continue doing this repeatedly.
I'm so glad we brought James.
James is he is rooting you on. He cannot say enough.
You guys are the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Except for Rafferty, right?
I mean, you're not a very good person, but that's okay. I'll only tell Larry.
Maybe you shouldn't tell Larry that, actually. James.
I think it's okay if he tells Larry.
He says it's okay.
I feel like Larry's not gonna mind.
He's my favorite one.
Larry's your favorite?
No, that
Leo.
guy. That guy.
I passed James the whiskey bottle.
Kind of
Leo.
like.
Oh, that's going to improve the situation.
Oh, Jesus. I'm not sure what's going on anymore.
Jacobus and Davi, what are you trying to do?
Davi's trying to actually just make bite-sized normal chunks out of whatever she can to salvage this while Jackie is cooking, I assume.
So Gordon's in front of you watching this, just losing his shit internally. You can just see the mental collapse that he's enduring watching you two futz around with this meal. I don't think I've ever known anyone that I believe in as little as I believe in the two of you.
What the
What
fuck
about
is the
me?
DC on this thing?
I
12
stand
is not
corrected.
bad.
James has corrected me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So, I'm sorry, describe again what you were doing? I brain dumped it already.
Davi's trying to salvage what chaos James made of the chopped things to get it into actual normal sized chunks, and I assume Jackie, you were trying to cook.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess you're dumping the potatoes, beef, and sausage into the pot?
And cutting it to be a little nicer.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Davi, you salvage it some by deboning some of the beef. So you get little shards and bits of fragmented bone and
Oh, well,
sinew out
nobody
of it.
told me it had bones in it.
And pass it off to Jacobus, who kind of seems to be having a bad time. He's not doing terrible. He's given the stress of the situation and the pushy ram that's walking around and completely soul crushing James. He's doing all right.
I can help.
That's okay, we got it.
James, I want you to sit on your hands.
I don't have hands.
Go flip us.
I can
We don't talk about that either. He's sensitive about his not hands.
Since I'm not doing shit, can I count this as a short rest?
Sure, fine, whatever.
Is it taking an hour?
Oh, that's important to know. How long has it been since I took that potion?
It's been
I'll say like 2.5
2
hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got about another hour and a half.
Yep.
All right.
Jacobus, you're taking potatoes, beef, and sausage, and just throwing it in a pot.
So
Definitely.
I think it's funny that Felix is gonna be the one to try to cook and actually try to come up with something decent, and mine is just flopping it.
So,
I mean, it didn't have to be this way, but you guys are awful.
So as he's trying to cook this and rescue it, etc., Davi's just gonna reach over and cast guidance on him, just to try to. You got this.
Leo's done his part admirably, I must say, so far.
What did he do?
He got stuff out of the pantry.
incredible.
And-
Incredible how shit you all are.
Became James's life coach.
That's true.
Yes.
James's life coach.
So Jacobus throws the sausage, beef, and potatoes all in the same pot and turns on the eye. It is a pot, so it just kind of like cooks
Oh, well, that
together.
was my first clue. I thought it was for.
Stir it a little bit.
There's some stirring going on. Jacobus is
What about
clearly
the
not
salt
super
pepper?
confident with what's happening right now.
That's a good job, James. You see that? That's a good job there.
He's doing so great. In the academy,
Fantastic.
we encourage each other.
We are a very supportive group.
He's the best goat man I know.
We'll talk about that later.
So, eventually you brown the meat to a certain degree, and you feel pretty good about it being done. So, you're ready to pass it over to Irilith and plating, or you can do it yourself.
No, I think I'll do it myself.
No, I'm doing good with the plating. You let me plate.
She has fantastically placed biscuits in the center of her plate with no crumbs around them.
Let him do it. He's got guidance.
Oh, all right.
I'll take
fine.
over.
He also has better charisma than you.
Jackie pushes me aside again. I don't like being this small anymore. They just push me around. James, they're pushing me around.
Don't go to James
I'm
seeking comfort.
sorry.
Someone's
That's
got
not
to save
fair.
this kitchen.
James, sometimes you don't have to indulge him.
Oh, yeah, he says suck it up, Buttercup.
I can't believe it. You know, James,
Roll a
it
charisma check,
shouldn't
Jacobus,
with the Leo.
with your guidance mark.
Is that his name? Leo? I love you, Leo.
I love you too, James.
Is guidance advantage or a flat bonus?
What was that kick?
Charisma check. I think he's asking for.
Then
Charisma
you
check.
get to add what does guidance do?
A
I think
D4.
a D4.
As it's a D4.
I thought that was going to be a 1.
There we go.
So he makes it look really good.
So,
That's how you save it.
you take a finger, and it's almost like you have this moment of inspiration. You slide that biscuit over to the side. You take a ladle, and you
How did we get here?
you drop some of the meat potato sausage combination onto the plate, and with a very quick movement, in an arc you slide the sauce, so you have this like little asterisk comma looking thing coming off of the meat with a biscuit on the side, and it almost looks like a moon with a biscuit on the side. It's beautiful. You almost hear the goat take a breath in.
He's not a goat, he's a ram.
Ram.
He's not
stop.
good. We have been over this.
Apologies. Ram. Gordon.
You're-
Take a breath in from how moderately more than mediocre it is.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion and make the perfect plate of food in my hands.
I like where you're at. So, as Jacob is plating these, which one of those plates do you want to do the minor illusion to?
He's
The best
hands.
one. Yeah. I'm gonna make an even better moon and biscuit.
So Gordon comes over and looks at this gloriously plated moon and biscuit that has a little sprig of rosemary or some shit laying on the plate. He goes, my god, we have an idiot savant here. James, you didn't even fuck this up.
thank you, chef.
You did fantastic. Keep sitting on your flippers. Don't touch anything.
It's because of all the guidance from my mentor, Leo.
Stop talking. You're making us dumber.
Yeah, chef.
Thank you.
Can you clip that so that I can just click the button and watch that?
Listen. This. Pay attention. Eyes here. This is art. What this man has done here, or goat man, whatever he is, this is how we should expect to behave. Whatever happened to get to this point was embarrassing. I won't lie. I will tell people about this, and you will never work in this part of the world ever again. But this almost makes up for it.
Thank
This
Oh, good.
and he takes a piece of meat off a plate and pops it in his mouth. The illusion kind of shimmers a bit as he reaches into it, but he doesn't seem to notice.
Oh, he's so charmed. That's fantastic.
And he pauses and he kind of it's odd to the eyes. And the positive thing here is that
it
there's
melts in your mouth, not my hands. That's part of the artistry of it.
You taste with your eyes first. That's what I've always been told.
There's so much room for improvement, which is perhaps the nicest thing I can say about this.
In retrospect, thinking about it, I should have maybe taken some spices out of the cabinet. That's on me. I'm going to have to claim responsibility for that, but...
if you agree that this is good enough for you to turn the fucking air tunnels back on.
This will have to do, but... And pay attention, this is important. I believe I've shit out dishes better than this.
Is this important, Gordon?
He's implying that he eats his own shit, to be sure, so...
And it's still
That's
better
true.
than what you, as a group, organization, whatever it is you'd like to refer
The
to
academy.
yourself as.
The academies.
Oh, do you have a mascot as well?
I'm the
Yes,
mascot.
James.
That's adorable.
James!
James is the perfect mascot for what you have produced here.
I'm glad we agree.
This is beautiful.
Oh my god!
This is poetic almost.
Can we?
You know, we don't want to take your thunder away from you, so why don't you go serve that, and we're just gonna go that way.
I am going to go be embarrassed by what you have produced here. So, shame. Shame on you. But fine.
Hey, those biscuits are great.
We'll take the dish, chef.
No.
No.
Please. This is my failing. This is how I have failed you.
I didn't want to say anything, but when you mention it like that, I feel like your leadership, but as the head of the academy, it's a long tenured position. I feel like your leadership abilities and your approach to things could use a little finesse. I have some pointers if you have the time.
He's the best.
I'm going to... That's going to be a no from me, dog.
No, the dog's back through the tunnel, I think.
Anyway,
Please,
we need to
please,
go back.
Before you can do any more harm, please take your lizard and your goat person out of this place, and the vents begin again, and you can feel the
Thank
rush
you.
of air.
James, why don't you go try that?
Okay. He's
Please.
just flopping over to some random tunnel.
I do have one favor to
No,
ask
wait,
of you.
no,
No,
make
no,
sure he
James.
goes to- make sure he goes to the right one.
Where?
Guide him to the correct tunnel.
Okay.
I have a favor, please.
Me, chef.
You're not important. You can leave.
Okay, Alexandra says hi, chef.
Right. Fuck her too.
Flops into the tunnel. Oh.
May I make a request of you?
Of who?
Certainly try.
Just the group.
Does it involve food?
It's more of a life question. Please, never cook again.
My
Oh
specialty
no,
is more
I've
the eating.
decided this is my life calling. I would like to study under you forever.
Should have
That
used
is-
Phantasmal Force. I could have made the fucking most beautiful and delicious food.
And you make him take psychic damage when he tried it.
This
Gordon-
is
It only
Gordon-
takes damage if you make something dangerous.
so.
I am going to go up to Gordon. I'm going to go, Gordon, can I study under you? I want to learn to cook.
My dear, nothing can save you.
Is
I
he taller than
appreciate
4
your
feet?
time, or at least I'm saying so. Please go away. Never come back.
Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to follow. I'm like, all right, let's get, well, the getting's good, and I'm going to go up the right tunnel to get back to the other things.
Leo goes much more confidently into the tunnel, drinking the whiskey.
Navi's gonna go follow Leo.
You guys head back into the tunnel.
Go on, fuck off.
You're getting the hang of it now. Much more of a water slide kind of, unless it's something you decide to go head first again, be adventurous, But it's definitely
No, I went water slide style this time.
with each trip, you're getting the feel of it more and more. You're crossing your arms, you're keeping everything tight, you're continuing on. And your landings, you get some spin outs at the end, but it's all coming, at least more smoothly, and as you shoot back into the tunnel, you see that James is already there, and he has already begun the story. You should have seen Leo. He cooked the whole dish by himself. It was amazing.
James, I don't like to brag.
I'm sorry.
We spread accomplishments around the group. It was a team effort, not my personal victory.
Leo's practically a god.
So I haven't been
Dobby,
tracking the
I think I'm
GIFs
gonna
during this.
bamboozle,
I'm sorry.
James.
Sorry, I haven't been tracking the GIFs during this entire event. They're glorious. I'm so excited by everything that just happened in chat.
Alexandra, Gordon says to fuck off.
And Alexandra looks a little hurt by that. She's like, oh, well, I mean, I knew he was being kind of different. So she kind of hops over to a little corner.
Sometimes you hurt the ones you love.
I guess.
Okay, so we're back, guys.
Leo puts down the portable hole and shows off whatever he got in there.
Yeah, Davi will start.
I don't know how
pulling
much
the
he threw
stuff
in there,
out
but
and putting it by the puffin specifically.
It's a ton. So the puffin starts looking through the things that Davi's putting down, and all of the
Goose.
Wait, what? Oh, Larry.
Goose. I pointed at the food and I go, "You like that, huh? Tell me
My name is Larry.
microphone.
Oh, it's working.
Can we call you Larry?
I'd prefer if you called me Larry.
All right.
Hey, Larry. Pointing at the food.
Good job. You did a good job.
So Henry's gonna look at all the stuff that
Right.
Davi's pulling out. He's gonna kind of waddle his way over and look down the hole. He's like, I mean, that's real nice and all, but how are you gonna get out of the hole?
James?
Yes.
Would you mind fetching?
Okay.
Things out of the hole.
And James just
Slides down into the hole.
I'm down
Watch the hats.
here.
Just be careful with the hats.
What do I do now?
And the massive pile of
Throw
gold.
it up.
Start
to
handing
it up.
out
James.
food.
So
Just pick it and throw it out of the
he
hole.
starts kind of trying to bite it, and, fling it up with his neck.
No, flip it. No, flip.
Okay.
Lays on his back and kind of waddles it onto his fin. He starts flipping it up at you guys. It's real slow. He starts doing one at a time.
I'm gonna hop down and start throwing things up.
Doing great, James. This is what I'm talking about. The Academy's a group. We're a family. We work together.
I love
Really don't.
these guys.
So Jacobus and James, one working more efficiently than the other, start tossing everything out.
James, great.
Henry kind of watches it. All right, well, I'm a puffin of my word, and a deal is a deal. So what is
So
it?
you gonna show me that book?
Well, I didn't say anything about the book. What is it that you're looking
Come
for?
on.
It's not just one book anyway. It's a lot of books. Where
About
is
me?
it? Sam, where are you going anyway? What is it that you're after? You wanted the mage?
Yeah.
The mage
Yeah,
is...
the owl.
There's no owl. The mage's name is Gil. He's a sprite. To my understanding, they've put him in one of the cells. There used to be a tunnel that would lead you right there, but the orcs did discover that one and they bashed it in on the wall. So you're gonna have to go to the census room to get there. It shouldn't be a long walk. It's just a little bit down the hallway, about 3 doors down. It's not so many orcs and demons and stuff around here.
I'm confused. You said we weren't allowed in the census.
If you touch my books while you're there, I will find you and I will pluck your eyes out.
I think
Well, how will
Leo
you know
is
if we touched
swearing
your books?
not to touch your
No.
book?
Because he's going to touch my books. I know he's going to touch my books, and I will find him and I will peck his eyes out later.
That's a very hostile environment to work in, really.
I know who you
Um,
are.
You should know.
What do you mean you
You
know
should
who
know
he
before
is?
we go that the chef in the kitchen is acting as if nothing has happened and is still trying to prepare meals.
I mean, that
For
isn't
the
surprising
orcs.
from what Alexandra said. Apparently, all over the
And
castle,
I
there's
will
an man
tell
who's acting
you-
weird.
So is he always like that?
No, he's usually very sweet. One of the nicest people I've ever met.
Okay. Well, if you need more food, you can go. He'll just make you cook, and then he'll let you leave again.
Well, that's not so bad. Well, we can send Alexandra then. She's pretty good at cooking.
I mean, we brought you this food. You'd never have to leave this room again.
Well, I mean,
I live
if
here
the
with
food will
James.
get
I
you
will be leaving.
Oh, James coming with us. Don't worry about it.
That would be wonderful.
James.
No,
Okay.
we can't bring James with us.
I'm going.
No.
It's too late. He said I could.
Oh my god, we can't take James with us.
James,
Leo.
how good are you with the sword?
Really good.
So this is actually how
All
we
right.
transitioned the Feywild campaign to me being the GM and Casa is just playing James, the level 1 sidekick.
I'd be okay with that as long as she still handled the lore.
I'll be a barbarian. Barbarian Morris.
Silverian.
I would like to rage. I'm really bad,
Alright,
guys.
well, that's the end of the session.
You broke the cake.
Gag's like, I can't go on.
So,
So mad I didn't use Phantasmal Force and make the food taste good. It would have been
Yeah, sorry, says. I didn't even consider that.
you're going to go into my census room. You're going to touch my books. I know you're going to touch my books. I know how long you'll be there for, so I know how much you touch my books. Then you're going to go down the hall to the right, 3 doors down, and that's where you're going to find the mage.
What if the books are in our way and we have to move them?
I don't even want to talk to you right now. I know what's going to happen. You're going to defile my knowledge.
We would never defile anything.
You defile everything.
No, we don't.
It's kind
Now
of
wait a minute. We brought all this food to help you guys out. The least you can do is show a little bit of gratitude.
I told you where you're supposed to go. That was the deal. That's all I owe you. So that tunnel right there. You're going to go to that one?
Don't make me find your mama and tell her how you act.
You're going to go to that one. It's going to take you to another hub. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to, when you come out, you're going to look at the left wall. You're going to count 3 tunnels down, go in that one, and it'll take you to the census room.
Larry is sorting the food into piles. You go and ordering Lucinda and Alexandria to help him organize things into logical groups.
James looks at
Yeah.
James looks at Jacob as, when we get back to the academy, can we share a room?
Oh.
Okay.
Is James still in the hole?
Yeah. Flipping things out.
Oh, James.
No.
We can't take James with us. We cannot. As fun as this is, we cannot take James with us forever.
So, it takes you guys about 20-25 minutes to get everything out of the hole, but, it's not too hard. Not too bad. You managed to get everything out. And you have gotten quite a bit. Between you are very confident looking at the piles of food that they're going to be okay for at least a couple more weeks.
Dobby, can you... I'm so sorry. Dobby, can you roll a 1d8?
And having now encountered the great Gordon Ram, you're also pretty confident that they're at least going to be able to, have food and water and see how long they can get by in their little hidey hole.
Thank you.
Where is the throne room in relation to the census room?
Well, that's a little difficult to explain because once you start getting into the proper parts of the court, it's not really made for our type, the walking type, you know. The throne room's actually suspended on this massive pot of ice in the middle of the castle, and the rest of it's kind of like hallways going around it.
Can you sketch us out a little map?
The castle's really massive. It would be hard to do a map. If you're talking about how to get to the throne room from there, from the census room, it would take a couple of hub jumps, but I think I could get you there, actually. The mage could probably get you there too. And frankly, he knows portals to all across the realm. He can get you wherever it is that you're looking to go.
Oh, that would be ideal.
I mean, I don't think we're ready to leave just yet.
Well, you've got options.
So, we need to go to the census room and look at the books, and go through and rescue the mage.
Right.
And then we'll figure out what the mage help us with from there. Sounds like.
All right, let's go. I think we should head that way. It was very nice to meet you all. I'm sorry that you're stuck here hidden. Hopefully you will be able to survive on the food.
Larry, lighten up. Not only did we bring you food, we're taking James.
No, we're not taking
I'm
James!
so excited.
Still in the portable hole.
I think he'll be an excellent addition to the academy.
Our floors will never be cleaner.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I pull off the portable hole.
And James is gone.
Whoa.
He can make a DC 10 strength check. Just force his way out.
Find me a walrus sheep.
That's fucked up.
We'll leave him some food in there or something so he doesn't starve.
Whoa.
Natural 20.
There we go.
Pop that hole. Oh my gosh.
No.
Is Jacob still in there?
What?
I assume Jacob has got out.
You
he got
hold on.
Also,
I mean, I didn't assume I was asking questions about the throne room from in the portable hole.
Fair enough.
I should also note I read the description. It says 6 foot in diameter hole.
So Jacob's got close.
Alright, guys. Let's do this, Academy.
Good.
Oh, Jesus.
You're
Why
just gonna
is
get
this a
him
thing?
killed.
Yeah, why are we taking him?
Because I'm a member of the Academy.
Because he's bullied here, and he needs a better life for himself.
Well, he can stay here and keep these people safe while we go and do this, and then we'll come back for him.
That is
James, do you know what an ambassador is?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, it's a representative of a group of people to another group of people. Until we return, you are the Academy ambassador.
What do I do?
You stay here and make sure that the Academy's good name is not soiled.
Okay.
Our good name, like you clean the floor, sir.
I won't let them make the floors dirty or things
Thank
like
you.
that.
It's excellent.
Alright. He looks over at Larry. I'm in charge now.
Very nice.
James is now the foremost ambassador of the Academy,
Yeah.
as mentioned by the headmaster, and we expect him to be treated with respect that such a position deserves.
Yeah.
We will teach him. We will treat him with as much respect as we treat any other member of the academy. Thanks for the food.
And
I turn to the puffin. Is there any way to make sure he doesn't eat the food?
I mean, he's going to have to eat some of it. We want him to stay alive. Lucinda's going to kind of like raise a paw and be like, I know things seem a little contentious right now, but I promise you, they will smooth over some. We've been doing pretty well, all considered.
Through the tunnel.
To the tunnel.
My brothers and sisters in arms.
Leo asks for
Goodbye,
directions, Gavin
James.
writes them down, and then leaves, because I don't remember what you said.
Okay, so it writes it down for you. Good call. You guys hop into the tunnel that Henry the Puffin pointed to. And then you come out at another way station and you look to the left wall, you count 3 down, you hop into the tunnel again. And sure enough, you shoot out into another room. This one is with the others, is made of ice, and the walls are completely lined with bookshelves. You can see a number of bookshelves that are in the, it's like a really massive library, like not the kind of regal library that you would think of as like being in a palace. It's more of like a work library, like maybe somebody's law office.
I cast Shape Water and block every single bookcase off with a sheet of ice. Because
That's
we're not,
a lot of shape
That
waters.
takes a long time.
It's a really big room.
Rafferty spent the next 20 minutes doing this.
It's 6
hey,
seconds
I'm protecting the
per 5 cubic feet.
cubic feet is a shit
Is there
ton
any
of water.
library indexing system?
Not from what you can see immediately. If you want to look at the books, you can roll an intelligence check for me and see if you can figure out the organization.
So Rafferty has covered 2 bookshelves at this point.
Why are you covering the bookshelves in ice?
Because he doesn't want us to touch his fucking books.
It seems super random.
Right. Leo puts down the portable hole, gets to the closest bookshelf, does a supermarket sweep just along the edge, just right down in the hole.
Jacobus is going to stop him.
As you go and you start taking these books, you notice that each of them has a name on it.
Ooh, what's the first name?
The first name is Randy Pigeontoe.
What's the next name?
The next name is Marietta Wigglebottom.
I will scan real quick,
Leo, leave his
find
books alone.
a name I recognize.
Jacobus, how are you stopping him?
I want to scan for name I recognize
Anybody who's
too.
looking, roll an investigation check for me.
Oh, for
Alright.
the love of God, how long are we going to be in this room for?
Well,
Until I find
very
everything I
long.
want. I'm
Jacobus,
rolling great.
Okay.
How are you trying to stop him from supermarket sweeping these?
Well,
Okay.
I don't do that if it's actually can read the stuff. It says stuff on them.
Leo and Jurlit, you guys start looking
Yeah.
along. It looks really random. And right now, as you kind of look through them, and you take a couple books and you flip through, a lot of these seem to be just kind of like common folk in the section that you are. But you do quickly put together that, I mean, there seem to be like biographies of people here. They're not like super accurate and eerie. They look more like notes taken, you know, like one of them that you start looking at about Wigglebottom is like, you know, appears to go to the market every Tuesday before noon. But there definitely seems to be a lot of
We
observations.
need to find our books.
We
We need
don't
to
need to
find
find
our
our books. For what? What the
So,
fuck do we care
Jacobus,
about these books
because-
for?
Jacobus,
Because he was very
are you not
shifty, that
slightly
puppet.
interested to know what these people that we do not trust have written down about us and know about us?
No, I'm not curious at all about that.
Oh,
I mean, I'm
but that
kind of with
puffin was
Jackie here.
very
I really
shifty.
don't care.
That puffin was very shifty.
He didn't like me. which
Everybody in the Feywild is
immediate lever.
shifty. Everybody.
Even
Well,
more reason to know what they know about us.
Oh my.
You got 5 minutes.
I spent 5
Okay.
minutes looking for anything related to us.
Do I find a section that looks like maybe it's visitors to the Feywild instead of like common folk? Like, is there?
I totally don't care about anything unless I recognize the name in the book.
So, as you go along, you do start to move in a direction where you find some that are more like business ownery. books that are, you start to notice that some books are thicker than others. But there are thousands of books in here.
It's a shame.
I just grab a random one off a shelf and stick it in my packing.
Okay.
Let's go.
This is terrible. We have no idea what they're saying about us.
I don't care.
But what would you accomplish by knowing what they say about you?
Well, then we could put we could put it right.
Don't care about putting it right.
What right?
We know where their holes are, and we can exploit their weaknesses and the lack of information.
Wow.
And what they
took
write
us to
about
a
us?
dark place. No,
I
let's go.
think the lesson that we've learned from these census rooms is that they keep tabs on people that go through their lands.
Yes, but what do they keep tabs on?
Whether or not we went to the freaking grocery store.
I gotta be with Jake.
We didn't.
No. I mean, I already said I'm leaving, so I don't know why you're standing and arguing.
I know. Let's go.
What's the name of the book I took?
Peter Pumpernickel.
Peter Pumpernickel and I'm gonna be good friends.
Oh my lord.
So,
all right, let's go find the mage.
As you're heading out, Rafferty, you do notice that there is one book that is actually left open on a table near the door.
Here, take a peek.
Okay, so you go over and you peek at it, and it appears to be a book detailing, talking about a dryad. There are a couple of little pieces of parchment that have been stuck in. The current page that it's open to is actually talking about where she is residing currently over by the Severance River, a little bit south of where you came in at Breeze's home. That it definitely appears to have been looked over recently.
Come on, Rafferty, we're leaving.
I put the book in my bag.
All right.
Oh, I see. Rafferty finds a book he likes. It's all okay to touch the book Rafferty likes.
Are you trying to be quiet about it? Okay.
Okay. So you take the book, you put it into your bag. You guys head out into the hallway.
Where we said to go.
Where
Yeah.
we were supposed to go, I'm not sure.
Okay. You guys go on and head out into the hallway. And we are going to call it there for tonight and find out next time what is on the other side of that door.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you. That was great. Please clip everything from tonight. A dozen clips.
Good
You
lord.
guys did a great job.
Yes, it was a little different.
Did we? I don't know that that's the case. We had a lot of
Could
fun
have
with
defeated
Gordon
it
around.
with a full cast of Phantasmal Force, but oh, but it was great.
That was
I mean,
so
I
fun.
could have used prestidigitation to actually make the food taste good, but that didn't seem useful.
But you were changing James's life.
Yes.
James is
You get
so
all
motivated
killed.
right now. I'm legitimately gonna roll him a character sheet now.
Oh my god. We can't take James though. We just can't. Cause
James
We
is
can
opening up
get
a
him once-
branch.
I was supposed to say, we can get him once we go back, get ready to go back to the Autumn Court and leave him at the academy.
yeah, I mean I'm fine with him coming with us. If the Sprite Queen will let us take him.
Right. But he serves her, so we'll have to ask permission.
I mean, he can essentially he's essentially gonna start his own franchise of the academy.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
District manager.
Yeah, assistant to the district manager, probably.
Yes. Definitely.
He's going to hire someone to be his boss.
Yes.
Oh my lord. Bless it.
You guys are amazing.
I couldn't believe it when you said that the ram's name was Gordon. I thought, oh my god,
Yep.
we're
same
in Hell's
time for that
Kitchen.
one.
That was the best.
Yeah, that was kind of my appeasement for Kyle, because he was like, we could do like a Halloween kind of thing and it could be cool. And I was like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we're not great at one-offs.
Yeah, our one-shots end up being like whole campaign arcs.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been Feywild themed, but even still, it's just hard.
Yeah.
So
It's
this
hard.
this was the Halloween special.
The Halloween special.
Kyle got to be Gordon Ramsay. So there you go.
I know it was magical. I tell you what, so much fun.
All right. I'm exhausted.
All right, family. I love you guys, honey. I hope you
Guys.
feel better soon.
Is that a ram or a goat?
It's a ram. According in the picture.
When he fails to
man.
identify which ones are rams and which ones are goats here.
Those
Yeah,
are
it's-
definitely rams.
You guys tell me which is which.
I feel like the top one
I mean-
is a sheep.
A ram is a male anything that kind of look goatish or sheepish. A lamb is everything else.
No, because a male goat is a billy goat.
It's not a billy goat.
We
A billy goat.